The news, the interviews, and what have you, all packed and ready to go on your favorite radio station, Hot Digital Online. The news, the interviews, and what have you, all packed and ready to go on your favorite radio station, Hot Digital Online.
HighLifeNT.com.
The news, the interviews, and what have you, all packed and ready to go on your favorite radio station, Hot Digital Online.
So Timbuktu, Ghana, Mali, Sumanguru, you know what you're shown. What where Jagay, what you're shown. So Timbuktu, Ghana, Mali, Sumanguru, you know what you're shown. Manchester, you know Sumanguru, you know what where Jagay. Walk where you get what you're shown. What's that to do, you know? Why not, you know? Yes, and why you know what you're shown? Get your Israel, get my Egypt, get your Ethiopia, get Sudan, what you're shown.
The news, the interviews, and what have you, all packed and ready to go on your favorite radio station, Hot Digital Online.
I'm a onyangotu, ameka wanyangwatumo. Ameka minyamatu, ameka onyangotu, ameka wanyangwatumo. Ameka wanyangwatumo, wina chacha kachimo waka wabanya. Kaya jenje sanya mwabawa. Kaya jenje sanya mwabawa. Kaya jenje sanya mwabawa. Danjino, kaya waje sanya mwabawa. Nyumwabami, kaya jenje sanya mwabawa. Kaya jenje sanya mwabawa. Them say me no fit jump, them say you no fit jump, them say we no fit jump.
The news, the interviews, and what have you, all packed and ready to go on your favorite radio station, Hot Digital Online. The news, the interviews, and what have you, all packed and ready to go on your favorite radio station, Hot Digital Online. The news, the interviews, and what have you, all packed and ready to go on your favorite radio station, Hot Digital Online. The news, the interviews, and what have you, all packed and ready to go on your favorite radio station, Hot Digital Online.
With the formation of the British-ruled Gold Coast colony. But that's inaccurate, because the collective story of our people, the many ethnic groups that populate this country, Ghana, predates the existence of any colony on this African continent. Similarly, when speaking of the transatlantic slave trade, specifically the atrocities that took place on this soil, many are inclined to end our story on the shores of this nation, where our ancestors, and I do mean that word literally because they were our blood and bone that were forced onto ships and transported across the Atlantic. But why do these events that follow cease to be part of Ghana's story also? Between the 16th and 19th centuries, nearly 13 million African men, women, and children were captured and transported on ships through the Middle Passage. Over 2 million of them died, some because of the harsh conditions, and others because of disease. But there were also those who chose to end it all by jumping overboard. And there were also the ships that sank in storms on the Atlantic, taking with them our forebears who were shackled and chained limb to limb, turning the Gulf of Guinea and the waters of the Atlantic beyond it into a graveyard of our ancestors. Ghana contains more slave forts and castles than any other nation on the African continent. Indeed, over 70 of them, with many still intact, but there are others that lie in ruins today. People who were captured in other areas of the sub-region were marched on foot to one of the forts or castles on Ghana's coast, where they were kept, usually in dungeons, until it was time for them to be loaded as cargo onto ships. Given all this, it would be safe to assume that a significant percentage of the enslaved people, even if they did not originate from the area that is now called Ghana,
the news, the interviews, and what have you, all packed and ready to go on your favorite radio station, Hot Digital Online.
What followed for each and every one of those individuals is as much a part of Ghana's story as what followed for us who remained firmly rooted here on our soil, but were subjugated and rendered second-class citizens nonetheless through colonization. As Kendrick says, bear with me for a second and let me put you on the game.
The news, the interviews, and what have you, all packed and ready to go on your favorite radio station, Hot Digital Online.
They also said they were going to create one job with 3 shifts. Mr. Speaker, a government that cannot take care of its 189 cannot take care of the many jobless youth that are seeking for jobs. A government that cannot take care of its 189 in this chamber, Mr. Speaker, cannot take care of the many youths. The backbench in this house are suffering. yet you say you are going to create jobs. When your own backbench have been rendered redundant and cannot go to their constituencies, you say you are going to create jobs. Mr. Speaker, this government is a promise and fail government. Concerned about their own backbench.
I would give 5 minutes to the Minister for Finance.
Some are coming to Parliament in Uber and taxi. Go and take care of your own backbench. Mr. Speaker, the majority should take care of its own backbench.
Honourable Minority Leader, you said you have concluded.
They have failed their own backbench. Create job for your own MPs. It's not enough to come here with 189.
Honourable Minority Leader.
And Mr. Speaker, when earlier your colleague Adongo was speaking, you were all here hearing him. What Adongo needs is a job. Adongo needs a job, not to do the talk. Mr. Speaker, we in the minority are united in supporting Adongo, who is jobless. Mr. Speaker, yet he is always on the floor attacking the minority, yet he is jobless. By the BOG announcement, he's even lost the only job he has.
The news, the interviews, and what have you, all packed and ready to go on your favorite radio station, Hot Digital Online. The news, the interviews, and what have you, all packed and ready to go on your favorite radio station, Hot Digital Online.
Mr. Speaker, I'm most grateful for the opportunity to deliver thieves who stole this country's money, and you saw it, still walking in the streets and having the effrontery to be saying the things that they are saying. And I was stunned that, a cleaner in a hotel will confront me so frontally. And he looked me in the face and told me that, leader, we voted you people so that you will fight corruption. We want you to fight corruption. Mr. Speaker, if we don't hold each other accountable and fight corruption, there is no greater threat to democracy than failing to fight corruption. Those of you who know the history of this country, go and check the records. Anytime that a democracy has been overthrown, the first reason that the military dictatorship gives is that there was massive corruption and they were not fighting corruption. So fighting corruption is the surest way to sustain and preserve our democracy, in addition to delivering on social and economic goods. So we will continue to fight corruption. And if fighting corruption is what you misinterpret as attempting to intimidate the minority, so be it. Mr. Speaker, as for the issue about the Israeli retaliatory measures, I can assure you that this country will stand by its citizens. If a citizen gets mistreated by a foreign country, we will retaliate. We will retaliate. And so if Israel has mistreated a Ghanaian, Ghana will retaliate. And that is what has happened. And I can assure you that following our retaliatory measure, the situation has changed, and Israel is now treating our citizens with the kind of respect that they deserve when we get to their airports. Mr. Speaker, I have tried very hard to stay away from the discussions about the question of whether or not President John Dramani Mahama will be seeking a third-term mandate. Mr. Speaker, President John Dramani Mahama indicated in Singapore his view on the matter. President John Dramani Mahama indicated in Singapore his view on the matter. Why the opposition every single day will be discussing the issue of a third term in Ghana, I don't understand. Mr. Speaker, I know that due to the very, very excellent performance so far of John Dramani Mahama, Ghanaians are asking him to seek a third term. I know that. I know that because I read on social media, I listen to conversations, and Ghanaians believe that as a result of the good deeds of His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama, they don't want him to leave the presidency.
They believe a third term is possible.
And they believe that a third term is possible. And they are demanding for a third term. But John Dramani Mahama has not given any indication that he wants to go for a third term. But I have always said that Ghanaians will be the ultimate deciders of the future of this country. Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, why do I say that? Please pay attention. Why do I say that? Next doors in the Côte d'Ivoire, the opposition leaders came to me when I was in the ECOWAS Parliament and complained that the president there wanted to go for a third term. And they were calling on us in West Africa to support them, to oppose and prevent the president from going for a third term. So I asked them, the president who is seeking for a third term, is he going to put a ballot box in front of the citizens and ask them to vote for him to go for the third term, or is going to wake up early morning and announce that he is continuing for a third term? And they said there will be an election to determine whether or not he should go for the third term. And I said, go and fight him at that election. Go and fight him at that election. Go and fight him at that election. Mr. Speaker,
the news, the interviews, and what have you, all packed and ready to go on your favorite radio station, Hot Digital Online.
Ultimately, it will be the Constitution, the institutions, and the citizens of Ghana who will determine the future of our country. Mr. Speaker, your guidance and leadership have ensured that our legislative process, though often cumbersome, were conducted within the bounds of parliamentary decorum and democratic responsibility. Why are you afraid of a third term? Why are you afraid? Why are you afraid?
The news, the interviews, and what have you, all packed and ready to go on your favorite radio station, Hot Digital Online.
Mr. Speaker,
we must do better. And this House must do better. And we must act better. Let us commit ourselves to principled leadership, to procedural fidelity, and to the understanding that this House is a guardian, not a manipulator of the law. The legitimacy of Parliament depends on our consistency. The legitimacy of Parliament depends on our consistency, and we can't do otherwise. And consistency depends on our willingness to obey, not our political impulses, but the clear dictates of the law. Speaker, we strongly submit that the letter that was filed to the Electoral Commission was out of place, was unfortunate, and flies in the face of law and procedural justice. We submit strongly to this House that that letter must be withdrawn by Parliament forthwith, and we must act and stay consistent with the pronouncements of the chair, for that matter, the Speaker, on this same matter. We in the minority do not agree to the writing of this letter. We make a strong position that that letter must be withdrawn forthwith. And as a cradle of democracy, we must be seen to be setting a very good example for the populace of this country to follow suit. Speaker, I submit to you that that letter must be recalled. That letter declaring the Kwandai seat vacant must be recalled immediately. It must be recalled immediately. It cannot be. It cannot be. The situation cannot. And we on this House, on this side of the House, cannot support that decision. Ghana is a fledgling democracy, and the least we can do is to support procedure, is to support the provisions of our law, and to stay away from decisions that flies in the face of logic and procedural justice. We are totally against it. In this House, we have worked in collaboration and in cooperation with our colleagues in the majority. Even where you don't have your numbers, we have allowed you to lay papers and do all manner of things. This decision will not stay. This decision will not stay. And Speaker, we humbly call upon you to instruct the clerk. The clerk must be instructed forthwith to withdraw that letter and act according to law. And so
The news, the interviews, and what have you, all packed and ready to go on your favorite radio station, Hot Digital Online.
Unkopium e Parliament House dia na
The news, the interviews, and what have you, all packed and ready to go on your favorite radio station, Hot Digital Online. have you. All packed and ready to go. On your favorite radio station, Hot Digital Online.
That clearly has set this tone in terms of the transition in governance, in terms of keeping to our constitution, ensuring that we allow people to have the voices to make that decision. We at no point should ever encourage a situation where there is such what you call a disruption in our constitutional, shall I call it, what we stated that we ought to do. The president has spoken about this, and clearly he did well, because he didn't want to allow such what you call conversations to continue as if he's entertaining it. That's not all. The party itself that has promised to ensure that we do what is right for the country has to ensure that in this spirit of reset, we are the ones who are ensuring that even though we have such a huge majority in parliament, we should use it only to be able to do what is good for the country and not trying to change constitutions because we are trying to make maybe one person happy.
So hand on heart, no Mahama third term.
We stand behind the president declaring that there will be no third term.
Okay, now that you've said that, very soon he will become lame duck because power will start shifting. You're going to start looking for a flag bearer. We already know that a number of people are said to be expressing interest. This President Mahama is a man you believe to be the one who's holding this party together, the country together, because you have a reset and he is the ultimate power and he supports you in this agenda to do a reset. What if people start disrespecting him and disobeying his commands because there's a new guy on the block? How do you deal with that? How are you able to manage the powers of an outgoing president versus a new flag bearer who you have to project and promote as a party?
All right. In the first place, whoever emerges to become the presidential candidate of our party will definitely be somebody who is humble and also smart enough to appreciate that his chances of winning power is, the chances are totally dependent on the performance of John Mahama and the government. So if you clearly do know that you are taking the baton from someone, you will be the one to be in the very, very first forefront of ensuring that respect for that individual remains absolutely sacrosanct. You will be the one. Then naturally, if you set that tone, that this, if you call it outgoing leader, is the one who determines the success of whoever is taking over, including even the NDC as a vehicle, then your own, the way you set that tone, make sure that the people who are around you immediately understand it. But if you yourself are literally short-sighted enough, not smart enough and not humble enough to appreciate that it is the success and should I call it, the success of John Mahama, especially in this second time, that would ensure that there will be a future success for NDC as a vehicle and for individuals who will lead the vehicle. First of all, it means that the party would have maybe made a mistake choosing you. The party clearly, that must constantly be able to see the way forward, will be making a mistake choosing an individual who can simply understand this basic political reality. I do not see that happening. So I see whoever emerges to be one who will understand the primacy of John Mahama in terms of his success and ensuring that he's continuing to be given that respect as a leader of the party, as a current leader of the party, who subsequently, if there is a presidential candidate, he ceases there to become the party, but still remains what we call the only, shall I call it, the past presidential leader in our party. So naturally, that's a big voice.
There's a general belief that your chairman wants to run for flag bearer. Are you officially aware? Are you unofficially aware? How are you dealing with this as a party? You yourself, do you have an interest?
Let's say this way, that especially in the first year after you won power, any conversation regarding interest in running for power, I find it personally, an insult to the NDC as a whole, an insult even to President Mahama.
It's too early.
Because we barely have come into office. We spent 8 years in opposition, made promises to people, and we've taken over power. The promises that we've made to the country, we are now beginning to, as it were, implement them. There are promises we've made to our own political people. I mean, just the people who have worked for us. We have not even come to, should I call it 10% or even 20% of the accomplishment of that. And whereas leadership should be focused on ensuring that this number one thing is the focus, that you think about it, you actually are going to start what you call spending your energy now thinking about what is in it for me. What it simply means out there, the millions of NDC people who are watching me, any individuals who show that tendency are individuals who are simply telling you that they care about themselves far more than they care about the organization. Because your number one focus at the moment should be the success of this vehicle. That President Mahama should actually succeed. That the ministers are held to their feet ahead to the fire for them to do what is right. The chief executive do what is right. The party as an organization continue to show the discipline and the support for the system. That's what you do. Subsequent to the first year, you now go into what you call the reorganization of the party, starting from the branch level, through the constituency, through the region, then to the national level. When those things are done, then you are now talking about having done the necessary, and hopefully by that time you have done a lot more, not just in delivering for the country, but also delivering for the party. When people subsequently then say that, okay, you know what, we are thinking that we want to run after President Mahama, the party will be far more ready to listen. And even the country will be much more willing to want to know, having known what it is as a vehicle has done. So I want to say that I don't want to personally talk about individuals, but it's generally a message to all individuals who clearly possibly are showing a bit of haste, a bit of impatience. Relax. But it's not the moment to start jumping.
This statement you're making,
because that's through his constituency. I am excited about the new road because that will come through my constituency. Mr. Speaker, while we support this report, this will not be the first time that the government of Ghana is attempting a big project. Hope City project, Saglemi project, Accra Tema motorway. Hear me out, hear me out, hear me out. I speak as somebody who has just exited government, part of the government of Ghana that has in times past touched big projects, but has not been able to complete it because the risks associated with some of these projects have not been well managed. And so in supporting this, Mr. Speaker, I want to share some risks that I think the government should pay particular attention to so that it doesn't become one of those projects that are left hanging. First, Mr. Speaker, is the fact that contrary to the impression in many people's minds that this is a project ready to go, actually, even the feasibility for this project has not been done yet. It is the first obligation now being contracted under this concession agreement. You recall when the finance minister read the budget, the videos were being shown, circulated. In people's minds, in the minds of my constituents, for example, this is a project that is baked and good to go. But actually, the feasibility is now going to be done. And so my first caution to the government is to manage the risks pretty well in terms of the expectations you create in people's minds. Else, you may have challenges along the way. Number two, Mr. Speaker, if you look at paragraph 10.2 of the committee's report, the government claims that financing has been ring-fenced for this project. I want to read, Mr. Speaker. It says that the committee further observed that provision has been made in the 2026 budget for a total allocation of 30 billion cedis for the project. In addition, the allocation of 13 billion 800 million Ghana cedis approved under the Big Push program in the 2025 financial year, which has not been drawn down, has been ring-fenced to support this expressway. Mr. Speaker, if the financiers or the persons managing the finances are informing the minister that this 13 billion has been ring-fenced, I want to inform the minister it's not true. Minister, in the budget returns that they brought, you recall we had this debate on this floor and I showed you the numbers. They have already spent 10 billion cedis of that money. Appendix 2C, when you come to the line on the Big Push. By September, 10 billion has already been paid. So, Minister, if they are informing you that they have ring-fenced this 13 billion and it's available, please check, else they may disappoint you at the end. My final point, Mr. Speaker. This project is GOG funded through GIF. And I think it's a beautiful framework so that the money is made available to GIF subcontracts, and GIF can take the money back as a commercial project. But it is GOG still. And the old Accra-Kumasi highway, if I'm correct, is also GOG. What it means is that the one that we are struggling to pay, about 65 to 70% complete, but there are difficulties in servicing the payment, is going to be drawing from the same pot that this supposed 30 billion plus 13 billion, which we are told is ring-fenced, are also drawing from. And Mr. Speaker, I think it is important that while pursuing this new one, the old road is not left to hang. We are told that it's only missing a number of things, including lighting and other things, and of course about 40% or 35% of work to complete. If they are both going to draw from the same source, especially now that the revenues haven't hit the projections, let's be careful so that we don't have both projects hanging. With that said, Mr. Speaker, we support this report.
The news, the interviews, and what have you, all packed and ready to go on your favorite radio station, Hot Digital Online.
Trial. And if I were him, this is his home. He should just.
Do you have any comment on me from the past?
What was your viewpoint?
I didn't have.
You didn't have one,
no.
But now you do.
Yes. Yes. Is there anything wrong with it? Those who shared views 11 months ago, they don't have a view today. Am I fighting them? Did you hear me fight them? Are they all not quiet? Are they not quiet? So the same way they reserve the right to be quiet now, I'm sure others also reserve the right to be quiet in the past. No problem at all. I'm only saying that the orchestra is being played. Eventually, we would all have our favorite tune at some point, and we would dance to it. I am a very patient man. All of us in this country have seen it. We've seen these things move up and down, and I'm sure eventually, but what for me is important is that if somebody comes to court
one of the things that
and
people
tells you
do not
that
know
I have 45 or 40 polling stations, that I believe there are issues with it, so the court should look at them for me. Okay?
Yeah.
And the court says that, oh, I've looked at the 45, but even though it's 45 that you brought, I've even given you more. I've cancelled every election. That is what Panda is about. That is what Panda is about. That is what Panda is about. Panda is about an election where the will of the people are basically being gathered together and being thrown in the bin. The people went to the poll and voted. Out of the votes, one candidate says that I have concerns about some particular polling station. That's what he brought to court.
Yeah.
Why are the other polling stations that this person didn't bring to court? Why have all of them been brought into the
The judge explains that the scale and nature of the irregularities makes it difficult to isolate.
So the judge is determining from where he sits.
Based on the evidence presented.
The person who brought the case brought you isolated polling stations. The person who brought you the quiz, the person who brought you evidence, brought you evidence of specific, but you are saying that even though I've seen evidence of specific and I haven't seen evidence of the others, I still think that everything should be nullified. Okay, let's keep it. Let's keep it. Honestly speaking, I want them to be kept. See, now let me tell you something. This country, all of us have been long enough to know how these things work. Let's keep it. The reason why for me, I keep indicating my point and taking screenshots and writing them is that, listen, it may be 30 years. If you like, make it 50 years, we'll be alive by the grace of God. When it's being played back, I'll be here with you. And nobody should advise anybody. The problem is that it throws our democracy into chaos. But just as you are here looking on and not stating your opinion, Anna, whether 4 years, 10 years, 30 years, don't state your opinion. Moderate it just like that. It is not in 20 that I say, we beg you, they wait. No, let's live with it. because we are watching on for this.
Then it's the same way you didn't state an opinion some years back. You shouldn't be stating your opinion today.
So that's why I'm not fighting you. So I'm with you. I'm with you. No, you can't. I will state my opinion. Now you are quiet. It's my turn to state my opinion. There's nothing wrong with it. I am only saying that let's live with it.
But should this continue? Should this
yes,
be the way
yes.
to go?
Let us continue.
Why? How do we go?
If you don't want
how do we develop?
If you don't want it to continue, why are you not speaking? Why are you not speaking?
How do we develop?
That is the point I'm making. That is the point I'm making. Because when you say yesterday it happened and you didn't state your opinion, I will ask you a simple question. When in our democracy, did you ever see a ruling like that of Pandai? There's never been one. This is the first one. Never been one. No two cases are the same. There has never been the kind of rogue ruling that we have seen in the Pandai ruling. It's complete a rogue ruling. Both what the speaker is doing in parliament and what the judge did in the court. They are rogue.
The judge says the court had no way of knowing the extent of irregularities in the remaining 100.
How do you judge on what you don't know? How do you judge on something you don't know? Isn't evidence the name of the game in court? So the judge himself is incriminating or indicting himself. How do you, a judge, say that because he does not have a way of knowing what happened, I have cancelled something? Isn't evidence the name of the game?
Yes, but
so there is blood oozing. You don't assume in court.
Exactly.
You rule on what evidence has been adduced in court. You don't assume in court. Now you have assumed to make a judgment. You have assumed that there were irregularities. That is what the judge has done.
If I have no way of knowing, then let's go and do the whole thing. Let's correct
that's
everything.
not how law is. If I have no way of knowing, I deal with what has been presented to me in court. That's why I keep telling you people that I'm not a lawyer, but my senses work. I'm not stupid. If I have no way of knowing. So now you and I are in a room. Then you stepped out. Then blood is oozing out of your ears. Then you run to court. A judge says that the two of you are the ones in the room, and another says you are the one who slapped him for the blood to come. Well, I don't have any way of knowing whether you are the one who slapped him or not, and because of that, I think you slapped him because there's blood coming. It will be up to Nana. No, that is what has happened. You must present evidence. If you fail to prove that I slapped you, the judge cannot assume that because he has no way of knowing whether I slapped you or not, I should walk. Because what could happen is that the judge could also rule that because I have no way of knowing whether he slapped you or not, he didn't slap you. But actually, I may have slapped you. It's all on the face of the evidence. So if you are a judge and you say that because I have no way of knowing whether there was irregularity in other areas or not, because of that, I've nullified anything. It's a rogue judgment. Because you don't go to court. Imagine in 2013, when another Danko Akufo-Addo went to court, and the judges ruled like this. Because you know in the judgment in 2013, there was actually admission, evidence by the judges that there were certain areas that there were challenges. You remember? Yeah. So the judges said that because we saw these evidence in other police stations, and we don't know whether it's happened in other places or not, we have nullified anything. Does it make sense? Does it make sense? And everybody is watching. That's what I'm saying.
The news, the interviews, and what have you, all packed and ready to go on your favorite radio station, Hot Digital Online.
But nobody will listen to you, just as these people are also not listening to you.
Okay, that's on there.
The news, the interviews, and what have you, all packed and ready to go on your favorite radio station, Hot Digital Online.
What is the Honorable Kennedy Japan or the matter? And this is what
me and this is over the news. One need message is to destroy other candidates.
Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, not your finance minister.
$1 to 4 cedis. Now you're free soon 17.5 or 4. And I dig it. Still, any other election. They say something here hard. At the appropriate time,
oh, they say when you're hard.
Then
it's a one some
my train. My ding in Kabibia.
And your mother, and March 2024, you're losing elections. And you're one individual. And you're Dr. Mahmoud Baumia.
In a way, no, Emma, what about some kind of bitterness be against Dr. Baumiana?
Me no one that they cry. My life, he doesn't exist. Me abroad, but I just don't want to say anything.
All right, hi on Ghana TV. You who we said 3 years ago,
2022,
time an MPP for
Ghana for Betty Madafoka. Ghana for Betty, Udadina Kupoma, Penny or Kamadafoke. And what is that? Bamia Kamadafoka.
Latest one, Attachia, MP okwo ni kuro maka.
Nyankopɔn ma mpanin na ɔka madafoka. Ana what is that? Ba mi aka madafoka da.
Kraja pon wo dey bedru on the later in. Those people no can do way more 10 times because that shows that we are two-faced. From that point on, that is the original what talk about.
Okay. And what? How surprised?
Do you know who is speaking? The Attorney General. The Article 88 creature in the Constitution. The one supposed to administer justice. And
be the first to know in simple.
Attach and such as a Yanopare, unto Fibia mammy, Nempuscana would bodino, but to me, the Ayabri sing sober to Fi Ache Obako for a attachia. Nempo Ejma Bempuna me yema wa, Miss Fatase, Otosa, Ufino, a day, a mammy.
Say did no better fiat me. How generous is so, better fiat me attach.
Boanco for in party, Sika or dish.
Oh no, now no call for a boa party, I can watum.
Mema a tearful. Ene ahwefo nyina akwaba ediba koda media
highlifeng.com.
The news, the interviews, and what have you, all packed and ready to go on your favorite radio station, Hot Digital Online. The news, the interviews, and what have you, all packed and ready to go on your favorite radio station, Hot Digital Online. The news, the interviews, and what have you, all packed and ready to go on your favorite radio station, Hot Digital Online.
All right, it is 12:10 here in London. Very good afternoon to you with respect to your time. Thank you for tuning into Hot Digital Online Radio, the best station in the diaspora, so long as Ghanaian broadcasting is concerned. Today is the Sunday, 21st of December 2025. 10 days more to end the year. And it is by grace of God, those of us who believe in the God Almighty, we trust that it is by His will, His goodness and mercies that today we are also counted amongst the living. And so I am happy that you are doing well. I trust that the family, everyone is also fine. It is grace of God that today too we are here. And as usual, as it is the hot news review which comes your way. This and every Sunday here on the best Ghanaian station. It is a program that is anchored by very experienced journalists who ensure that they bring you all the issues, the trends, the news, both home and away, which has gone viral over the week, where we sit and then we do some discussions. We dive into the issues, we do discussions, and also give you the opportunity to know what is going on and also share your perspectives on the various issues. So we all contribute our quota to the nation building in Ghana and also to help world politics. So thank you very much for doing the listening. It was from Mobibia Aquaba the Hot Digital Online Radio. So wish our time na 12:11 CCA our London has say bidin check a sepa emo achi na me sound switch out with respect to your time. Since you say bia we me from Germany, Abia, US, Asia, and I say impo back in Africa, which I believe strongly say the times are different. And so no, whichever whatever your time is, memo ahapa echio bebre na menije pin say oba de nada roma afeno akwa pro ababetu na wo hwe sambre ya aka just 10 days pe na afeno akọ na ewieye enti ede na sepa be man twede ampo yankopon ya ejinya mede no yim say enyame na dom ne umobo na ende nyeso yaka atiasefo enti na sepa ne ede be man yankopon na aka ne san no me say me da wase say we do afridie no atuase ya sambre hot ye news review a kwesia de bia and the journalists are just say omodusuko ewo politics any amani yosem any in sama ekoso ewo Ghana any wiasa fande na ye bon say ye de brebro na wonso wonu ne ekoso na wati ne ekoso na afiso ya mo akwanya wonso a kire wadwen ewo nsemsemu se na be ya bitimi de aboa na ye man Ghana yetumi abuild na afiso wiase munsam so yetumi a church ye na adwen enti mada wase pass Sambri with radio no at a hot digital online radio, the best station in the Ghanaian diaspora. Nejima home sema kitwebi me ba ye de ensemble basha sanse Sambri de in the next latest by 45 minutes, you know, I was here able to bring you all the issues that have actually gone viral over the week, na afi ye be miensa saa miensa no ena ebedi hu enkomo ye pasanse eno na me pese metwi wa adwin so na yedi hu esuko edorumu na yehwese senior ensem no eko no saa na ewose eko na aso ye kra timemufo ase ye omanfo den ena ye beka fa hu ewose yen so ye kire ye na adwin esanse oman no a ye kire ewo Ghana no ye nyina ena ye kire na wiase munsam so ye na na ye wo wiase ntino ehunya paase ye na be kire ya adwin ewo ensem no and you know, Majima Homes Simakitwebi, maybe we go straight into the issues and then we take the program off. Welcome once again. My name is Roya. And I pay Benamiji Jume Chami. Pastor Jansona Minjima Home Kakra na Yanshase.
The news, the interviews, and what have you, all packed and ready to go on your favorite radio station, Hot Digital Online. The news, the interviews, and what have you, all packed and ready to go on your favorite radio station, Hot Digital Online.
Okay, see, medawase mawakwa be bio edeba Hot Digital Online Radio so and there a news review ena yeba ebehwe na yedi hu enkomo na edikan ansa na mekoso no mamemfa inchekase pa enfama the executive producer Mr. Van Dyke, who also serves as the president and the founder of Hot Digital Online Radio. Penny Pocho Iwe Michio Papa Echon Wibusia Fuina Yami Onshiro no Yokase. Na Sansuna Mechia a station manager and I say programs manager opening mouthful and so many checkers a powerman opening was in Ponshiro na on your kase. My presenters in Amichechu via Sanso and Minko Germany na minchia me bra kwa me so otie me pa me da se pasa uti Sanso na opening tube busia koso etie me opening me da wase se anape ewie hot hu donti utie royal me hu donti utie program no me da se papa na fi so ebio wa utie me very 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 great thanks to you and big shout out to you say utie me ewie me konsem no mo na afi yem fan start insam no de bebre na wotwe insam akoso e wo Ghana no doso papa na eche say insam no kra yentumi nkan wie na ebiaba ababetua so aha sana the pain ekoye the pain insam is see wo Ghana no nanka yensam mu dupa nka so Ghana fo ina yetumi na yatu ye boase nanka yetu dodo nsem no musu kopa na enema bi wa no yeti titenten but I say the pen na you really packed with issues pa enti from back to back no na ensem no and as ensem no na epie pa na we first story up me pese me de shase na ɛno nso na ɛyɛ me main topic and ndɛ yɛbɛhwɛ na yɛn nyinaa yɛakyerɛ yɛadwen ɛwɔ ho paa as we do what as we move forward. My first story no ɛyɛ the issue of President John Dramani Mahama ne third term ɔpɛ sɛ ɔnyame boa sɛ Ghana fo in fact ɛkɔ parliament na sɛ Ghana fo parliamentarians no ɔmo gye tum na you know ɔmo pass sɛ obetumi akɔ third term ɛndeɛ sɛ ɔno nso ɔbɛhwɛ na via sɛ ɛbɛkɔ referendum anasɛ biribi saa na wɔtumi ayɛ dɛn wɔtumi akɔ third term na krataa yi sɛ ɛyɛ President Mahama Ghanafoɔ nyinaa sɛ ɔnkɔ third term na ɛno ɛna ɛyɛ opani Honorable Mahama Ayariga ma ɔde to dwa sɛ Ghanafoɔ nyinaa ɛhwehwɛ sɛ His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ɔbɛkɔ third term, you know, as President of the Republic. Ɛho nsɛnsɛm no ayɛ bebree paa ayɛ bebree ɛndeɛ NDC mpanimfoɔ akasa MPP mpanimfoɔ deɛ ɔmo no even right in parliament ɛna yɛhu ɔmo opposition of it yɛhu ɔmo stand on it ɛna yɛhu chanting na ɔmo chat say this cannot go on, I said this will not go on yɛhu yɛ krataa ne de m'anim yɛbɛdɔ mo suko yɛ sanse sɛ na meka no ɛyɛ story and I say issue and there yɛbɛdi ho nkɔmmɔ paa nti maybe bɔbɔ na apɔso because I want to really maximize the time so we can actually see go through most of the trending issues that came up over the week. Nti me de no beto nkyɛn ansa ma bɔ so no me de beto nkyɛn na afi makomanim na you know ya ma yehu nsama ɛkɔ so ni bibio so that we can actually move forward. Nti President Mahama seeking third term, the whole of Ghanaians you know asking for President Mahama's third term. Ɛno ɛyɛ Honorable Ayariga ɛna ɔdo to dwa sɛ Ghanafoɔ nyinaa say ɔmo pɛ sɛ His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ɔkɔ ne third term. How do you take it? Is it a good news for you? Is it something you accept? Is it something you endorse? Is it something you are okay with? Na even in Pempe no crown, His Excellency crown who way na. But I say why perfect to take you. I mean, why perfect? And I say, has it be able to achieve the purpose, the reason why Ghana Fumano, the second terminal, I need to know third terminal, ebe to me akoso, and no, a yardrin shre, you do on my ebekasa. And the Mammy Fantuana, let's go to other stories, you know, that have trended over the week. Now, over this week here, so. And say His Excellency John Dramani Mahama or donate some amount of CKB say yemfanko na yemfanko boa Jamaica fo na eno nso ehun bansam pii na che say ne woko parliament the minority were a bit shocked say Ghana wohwɛ senia me you know atoyɛ nkyɛma to ebinom a asad na ebinom kora chase say anka yɛbɛhwɛ na yɛaboa mu yɛbɛhwɛ na nka ɔmo sika bi kora aka mu ne nneɛma no yɛbɛhwɛ na yɛde ama ɔmo ne nneɛma no yɛnte ho hwɛ ebinom kora de akyi kora ɔmo hwɛ sɛ fans bi anka yɛka sɛ nka yɛde bɛma ɔmo ne nneɛma no yɛde bɛma ɔmo support bi anka yɛde bɛma ɔmo no yɛde bɛma ɔmo saa wei nyinaa no yɛhu yɛ yet ɔmampani etumi atam sika sɛ yɛmfa nkɔboa Jamaica fo na ɛno no so ɛho nsɛm no weekend anasɛ wiki na ɛno so na ayɛ yee ɛwɔ Ghana san sɛ na minority believe sɛ wonyɛ wo fie yie a anaasɛ wofie ndidi a na wowɔ aduane a na wopagya de akɔma obi anaa nti ɛno so ɛbɛyɛ nsɛm bebree ɛwɔ Ghana yɛbɛhwɛ na yɛdi ɛho nkɔmmɔ na wiki so yɛte ne sɛ Israel ɛne Ghana ɛnso ɛm sɛ na biribi kɔ so a Israelfo deporte Ghanaian citizens bi ana ɛm sɛ no mpɛ sɛ ɔmowura Israel na ɛm sɛ Israelfo deporte wɔn back na ɛno ɛna sɛ ndeɛ sɛ in retaliation o sɛ den o ɛna ɛm sɛ the foreign minister Honorable Okujeto Ablakɔ so some Israeli citizens bi a wɔwɔ Ghana nso so ɛm sɛ wɔn nso deporte wɔn ɛno nso ɛbɛyɛ kasa kakra a na ebinom fi sɛ Ghana ɛyɛ some kind of you do me I do you bi a ɛnso ɛho nsɛm no ɛba bebree na saa week yi so ɛna yɛte sɛ Ghana nipa bi a ɔkɔ sukuu ɛwɔ amanɔne nso ɛm sɛ wei deɛ menka ebusuafoɔ yi a nso yɛsɛ yɛkunu yayaaya na kyerɛ sɛ ɛno nso ɛho nsɛm ɛho nsɛm bebree a na kyerɛ sɛ ebusuafoɔ this week Ghana ante asampa sɛ Ghana ni ba ɔkɔ school yɛkunu yayaaya na saa akra no nam sɛ na it was about 18 years or so yeah nti the pain na ɛno so na yare wo sama ɛbɛto dwa ɛwɔ Ghana sɛ Ghana ni bɛ abemua a ɔkɔ school ɛwɔ Latvia na ɛno ɛna ɛbɛto dwa sɛm sɛ Fofia Ntoatama ɔhwere ne nkwa na ɛmu nsɛmsɛm no so no yɛ bebree binom sɛ yɛ poison no binom sɛ kyɛ sɛ nsɛm de ne bebree but foreign ministry ɛde bɛto gwa sɛ Ghana ministry no ɛbɛhwehwɛ mu na yɛhu nneɛma pɔten anaasɛ ade pɔten a ɛkum saa abemua no anaasɛ young Ghanaian student na ɔkɔ school ɛwɔ Latvia no nti ɛno nso dɛpɛn yi ɛbɛto dwa a na kyɛ sɛ ɛmu nsɛm no ɛno nso bebree a na ɛno no yɛ awerɛwosɛm a yɛante ne yie ɛwɔ Ghana anaasɛ awerɛwosɛm a yɛte ɛwɔ Ghana. Stories are many, but let me see if I can actually get you the most trending ones because in some of the doors na ye the most trending ones no na afi yeria ye de nia enya no miensa no anase nia mpese ye di mu nkomo no se na mekan no atudwa na yedim say the pain so ma otumfo ene bokon sensem no so em say otumfo e de report ekoma His Excellency John Dramani Mahama say report no omkotena ase no nia ebaaye emu nsɛmsɛm ne ɛkɔɔyɛ ne ɛkɔsi yɛn na no otumfo ɛde report no ɛkɔma His Excellency John Dramani Mahama sɛ ɔmokɔtena ase no sei na ɛkɔɔ so nti the pain so yɛte sɛ ɛm sɛ one of the parties a na ɛyɛ Nayiri na ɔkyerɛ mu am sɛ report na ebaye no it was not the true reflection of the both parties and also net say ebeye asem kase pa wo Ghana because nanka no Ghana fo ina nim edi echi say eni de echi say senior otumfo ene mpenifo atena se na ya hwa aka ne de na say report na aba ne de na je say nkenim say bokon sansam no de ne wie ya no nanso amba ne sa wusu say still no tension ewo sanze one party was not satisfied with the report omunso reporter ebaye and I say omu press release ebaye no kyerɛ sɛ it is not something that they are at peace with the report. What share posture na enya say we need the peace and conflict resolution a cheaper na say winim senior sansan semina yet na you can't confidently say ebia bokun sansama no ya kenwi emasisi ano asomdwe aba sanse afa mienu enho nsam na ye hwe say omomienu no entiase be ye adwuma ba senior ba ko ehwe say report na ye de bae no anase ade na ye no say pepper yo bi any pempen ye bi any nikrodi bi ankom ye no eno wosusu abotume hu say enya ade a asomdwe na ye hwe no aba inti the pain and anase mo a omudi sa nseminechi no confidence level no ekofom kakra because bebrena susu say nature say ade no nya de a ijane yetumi adumi no na ni nechi no say President Mahama so release some funds bi say yenhwe na yemfa enkoka I mean yemfa nko rebuild and I say yemfa nko resolve social issues ni sansama ekokọ koso no sine be ya boko ever san gina ni dada mu na wafa ntoma pa efra nti eno nsam so bebre na bebre na ka se ade na say NC payo no na president releases ka se yemfa nkoye ukroni ye na and hu nsam bebre so no na ne susu se president deskano we nya support as suggest say yemfa nko nti nka obeya o say oma audit ye ekom ansana sine beya ebe hu say sikano enko yenko ye ne basabasa but ye de be solve ana say de be kwakoye ni nti a osusu say yemfa ye den yemfa enko ye no nti bokon sensem no so this week yensam na one of the issues no so a trendy pa utumu say enu so na ehun sam bebre but ye hwe ye de ni be koso ye de echi ahwe say ebe kwa kosi san wiki then na eba besi so the other party na ye na yire party no mihnim weekend and I say wiki minim say ye de omatenase I don't really know say bia after their report no bia ya san ne omatenase and I say bibisa it has not come out yet. But anybody echi na yahwe say after say show mo posture said they were not happy, they were not in consignment, and I said they were not in agreement with the your friend is saying the report na otum for their command President Mahama no I don't know say bia ya sign your motinase and I say for motinase because I feel say I mean for me imagine no me feel say in the best interest once that report came in quickly there should be another another sitting on the issue again na yes say those issues na and as those the sentiments na the other party spitting out no you betumi ahwe na ya kan yehu say o makoma to mu yem and so now we can move forward to me then move forward because ntokwa ne akokwa ndie sometimes that say egentia obefin say edum wan fan so ngusu ma ne hu say edum kojo to ahuhu ejekiti bi kra wase a etumi sa espark bio sana ekon ene ntokwa eya ete nti no ye be strem penifo say one start here omudi wudwuma no omo hwe na make sure say both side ni na no obia wasomdwe obia wonte ase na nya say bia bibia koye bibia obi enhu neni so ye nya hwe say betumi address ni ansa na betumi movie the next story I mean the next phase of the issue. A lot of stories in here. You don't even know near Memphis and Mount View. But this week, my other stories are and so say a trendy pa Ebano MPP omo flag bearer issues na. Say this week is so and the Honorable Sarah Adjosafo atrende pa. A lot of people believe it say platform bi okojina so na all campaigning ama former vice president Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia no. I say ninsem na okan no bebre na fi say it was an advantage financial situation and I say advantage for Honorable Kenny Japan because in some na okan no emu bi no chese validate ban say Honorable Ken Akumprekwe Japan say or ban say obi a oye honest obi a chese oye finchim obi a ochi nepotism say obeye family and friends governance ni nyoma no nsam na maame no ede betu gua no yensama na chese efua sa personality ni character Honorable Kennedy Akumprekwe Japan oteno and also Ghana for a campa because sa campaign here omoye ya meboa 31st January omekwakoto omaba no emunsam no de aye bebre pa but this week Honorable Sarah Adjosafo ninsama okan wabra na all company ama Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia no say ebe trendy pa and most of the media no say you can almost 4-5 days in na yiguswa eka na eno so ewon sensam no abeye bebre ebinim fin say maame no ebia or Honorable Canada Japan na ebia and the Ghana say assembly sia amount for better my dream bebre but ono no the campaign been na oye ama Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia but fortunately or unfortunately she made that strong utterances amount for bebre na free say it is a great testimony of Honorable Ken Japan and also one of the issues that was trending this week is also MPP presidential witness be now so grant interviews and they back to back they were really trending this particular week and the Honorable Canada Japan was trending Honorable Atachia was trending Honorable Brian Echamp also was also trending because they granted vigorous interviews for most of the stations na Ghana no but I think it all in the interest of Omo campaign na babekoso Omo elections na babekoso on the 31st of January 2025 yes no 2026 I beg your pardon yes 2025 it will be in 10 days time until 2025 now Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia so boa proper on also boa pro and so is also trending let me move on to me other story this week na say inka nanka ya expect say Pandai parliamentary rerun election no inka we say ebaso na yenim nya ebaye enam say NDC team ni bi koshia e wo bebia na nka mo hwe didi nkomo na my engagement bi aye campaign bi and as part of their campaign to ensure say the NDC will win the Pandai rerun no na we na yehu bebia bees bi eco free buy and the if anything in way and her BC eco to share NDC for so na just asampapa currency Emma me no kase ba kokra eto nananom ewo enseado na eno ena NDC supporters ni believe say a MPP for na omo kofa sa enwa no ana BC no say embra na emba show mo so eno no wodwene ho a chese minim say NDC MPP for etumi kasa kire BC ana say enwa sa ma ne ye I never thought of that, but that was the response I yet say NDC for say sa enwa na ekogu omo so ewo pandai no eno eye MPP for na ehye da say enwa no enko ana say BC no enko na enko bo NDC for na mo ye engagement ewo pandai no. And so this week ebe trendy pa ebe trendy ya na che say wodwinu wa wonti ase wodwinu wa wonti ase, but it is what it is. Now same parliamentary reruns here so and this particular same week here so say there was also a call say you know it be making sure say there was another parliamentary rerun nanka you know NDC ACK say yebehwe na yasan akọ with regards to okay, let me just put this one aside. Let me just put this one aside and then go on the other one. I will come back to this one because I'm say clarification be ye and I wouldn't want to go on that for now. So I will hold on this one for Panda issue. I know what I'm talking about. So I'll move on with this one as I receive clarification. Maybe I'm let me just put this one somewhere and then we continue. So this week another issue ever trendy pa na Ghana for na just say na a shock say I mean not really in shock but comparisons any contractions are Ghana for air no and a shock kakra. Now this week is about the issue of Abu Trika, a 31 years boy bia or so draw utum say boy no you know just say a bano and they alleged do say a ban of fraud any scamming in your money mana just say odimu akotrin pra na young boy we nya no hotam papa and this week you better just say American FBI for abagana ama ye tumi ahwehwehwehwuma akwache no menu ka say ye ne kwa America say kwa kodi na asem na eno sansem no bae no na manfo no bi ese enti ase se aban a otisui obehwe na ekwan wo se anase wetumi ama kwan ema American for tumi abagana aba Ghana ni bia we disika anase we wie sika and there was coming American citizens the early citizens na wetumi ewie omosa na American for tumi abafa abrante no Afri Ghana and the Ghana for so I was say wetumi kọ na mekofa honorable Ken Ofori Atta ediba to Ghana because say American for to me enyasa power no enyasa to me no ewura Ghana aba befa obi ewo Ghana na omene na kọ say omo kwa kodi na asem America and the Ghanaian should also be able to go to America and then fetch Ken Oforata to Ghana because almost to say allegedly almost to say Ken Oforata enso ewie sika pimpim ewo Ghana just say eno so ne de no it is a crime inti enwunya say yetumi enso edene ba Ghana na Ghana for OSP and the any attorney general ni nkrofo omo hwehwe Ken Oforata no na omone ne gina embranim na yetoto na no na otumi or justify allegations ni issues with regards to corruption ya level against no onhwe na also onka no answer nti Sansamana is here with regards to Abutrika. No one said seminal. That is how some Ghanaians were also, looking at, and that's what they were demanding. Say American for to me aba Ghana, na ome to me amba befa. Ghana ni bia yesu se we di boni ene na kwa. And the adenti ena ken ofurata de ote America. Ono no I say na sumu adweno. Na ono no yentumi use the same processes no. Na yemfa ono so mfa amba Ghana because muina no mususu say crime no muina make. It is American for to me bawura Ghana penifo etumi ema ho kwan na me de allege because me nim say Ghana penifo ema ho kwan say yamra mbacha abutrika. I don't really know about that, but den penifo wo man mu nti untumi si kokomboti hu embopo ti sa na yebeka no ana sa na yebesusu no. But at the end of the day no, what I'm trying to say is say Ghanaians were saying say yetumi aba befa abotreka ifi Ghana na yene ko US na kwedi na asem dia, and the Ken must also come to Ghana, and the Ghana OSP Attorney General onhwe na onfa Ken ofurata embra Ghana na ono so yentumi endi na asem. But then abotreka nsensemi yankasa senya be trendy ni senya course no eno no di wiki mi kra na ha me kakra na me bisa se aso ne course no ne kwanso ano anana izi we no eya dibia eya bibia che I don't think that the society would encourage fraudulence, and I say would encourage cybercrime amongst the youth. Eno de no. Ye na eba ka say no. Ye na yem peniso. Ye na yem peniso ye chi. Na me worry kakra ne say obi edi boni, obi area ade. Asokwan a ye ne abrante e fa so no ne kwan so anu anana. Say obi edi boni, yes. Obi edi boni. We are not justifying the crime. We condemn it. Of course, if it is true, say we rear, because as at now, we all know say alleged. It's alleged. Until we can't say we to me bunu for Debbie. We can't. To me embu abotrika for say abotrika no. We are fraud the American fool. No, we can't. We can't do that because the court has not charged him with that. Until before that, how on earth say obi se cancer we di bone kra ewia de kra and I say I committed the biggest crime in the world and yenti bi da no aso kwanya yene ne fa so no ne kwanso ana Ghana penifo e wo say yehwe bibi yo enyoma etoto human rights ase enyoma weaken ye democracy enyoma emma Ghana yen strong no e wo say yehwe ne ye because yenka se nia wedi bone no yemfa ne mfa mbra kwan so na mbo kwan na yen ne fa so no eno na I will say yes, because from the beginning of the year no people that people who have been alleged and as people who have been who might have been purported to have committed crimes no kwan ya yen no mo fa so no it's against human rights. Easy we share abotrika kwan yen ne fa so na I don't think say if we have leaders in Ghana this thing should go on. Say obi area de I don't know say bia so ono ne crime no say a special crime enti no say ya chi no ye mfa no nko straight to police to court na ye be detaining no baby ye de anko fa chi na chi na ye be ye question no ye interrogate no unlawfully nipa no kra ho twe the officer in charge na adwene sisu say officer you know the law. The law mandates say as a citizen no say me di bone kra say na I have my human right to be respected, whereby you have to speak to my lawyer if you want anything from me. Nimpa we ye betietie ne fan wundi so ye betietie ne human right so ye be yen it say slave. We are not condoning the crime. Bonina wedi no yenkasa yo. Ekwan na yen ne fa so no, eno na ye kire se ekwan no Ghana for wo ye hwe bibi ye pa. With Bonina wedi no mo pia mo man 100 years if that's what the law says. Ono ne boni ne wakwa kwedi mo mfa no. But ekwan na se nipa bi di boni e wo Ghana yen ne fa so no, eye niwo, eye ne mguase, and shame to those officers who know the law. Shame to all those officers who know the law. But they are disgracing the law and the constitution of Ghana. All those officers, I don't think they should be in place. The next day, they all should be sacked. But Ghana and Kasai say they are politics. Let me not go there. I don't want to go there. That is not my major issue of the day. But a constitutional country like Ghana, you say you practice democracy. I don't think you practice democracy. Say never ya yendi obinya. Say never ya yen fa sembia nye de enfendi obi. And you think see ye na yen membra and we should all be conformed to a constitution that would make sure say our life is peaceful and our life is in conformity to law. Say never ya yen treat somebody as an animal, excuse my language, and somebody as a human being. You see, so that is the reason. There can be fairness, justice and fairness, so that we can actually call ourselves that we are a nation of freedom and justice. But here lies the case. We watch the law to be thwarted. We watch the law to be misused. And we let perpetrators and those who are saying they are actually ensuring law, no, Omanka said they are breaking the law and nobody speaks. Nobody talks about it. I don't know if I should go there. But a harming. Because you say, Oko to say a boy be si unyon so I won't can't say sorry one so. What's say sorry when you so? Yɛde saa ɛba ne saa na bi no mu nkasa o nso eduro mo so a na ndɛ na mo pɛ sɛ mo change nyama bi. And I will say this, the other time there was an issue and the obi ankasa, these things were going on, obi ankasa ekoye Martin Pegbuno, and then they use offices be grand change all these things. It doesn't enrich our democracy, it doesn't improve it doesn't strengthen our freedom, and it talks ill of the nation. I was saying for Omaya young baby. Ponin pedia, ye make sure. Why can't we ensure say the law can take its place? The law can be used fairly, honorably. Nagana so yenye numiyam. And see, my fancy, I don't want to go there. And so what I'm trying to tell you is that people are saying, say, if the Americans, if American FBI have been able to, come to Ghana, arrest Abu Trika, who is purported to commit a crime, and there Kenofurata, who is also known to have committed a crime, and also Yemfa and Embra, now also may face the law in Ghana. That was what is trending. Let me go on. I think that at this point I should be able to give you the main stories I want us to talk about, and then we can actually pave way for you to also come in. So Parliament will be going on recess soon. I think the various various leaders in the Parliament gave their remarks with regards to the recess number, and then 70 Bebre Ebetuja. Say the minority leader, Honorable Osanyina Alexander Fanyomaki, he was actually driving and drawing the attention of the president and the NDC on the failure. Even some of NDC members in Ankasano, some of the ministers in the crown, Ejuma crown, Omunyebi and Yo. Na eno. And a minority leader, a government own to me and share on 189 members, how can that government take care of the people of Ghana? And the conclusion, and I say, need some teacher or to Wabra Parliament Babako recess. And so it was also one of the issues that came up over the week. Now, say na make ashesino honorable Mama Yargaso betray mu say, Ghana for share say President Mama obeko the third term after 2028. And then Munsamano, ya tetit be say NDC members in Pennyforno ni esian yin for no esian yin tu yin for no Bribena are not happy with these particular issues. The third term of President Mama ye finse ebebasono. Na eno nende in some titi bia me pese yehwe na yedi ehu enkomobio. Na let me take you to the issue because eno nende me pese yehwe. Say you as a Ghanaian, what do you make of that? What is your view? What is your perspective? And how do you feel about that? Is it a good news to you? Would you be happy if His Excellency John Dramani Mahama should have a third term? And we say Ghanaians are asking for a third term for President Mahama Yariga. The majority leader in Parliament, Mahama Yariga, has commented on what he describes as increasing public calls for Ghanaians for President John Dramani Mahama to serve a third term. Addressing Parliament on December 19, 2025, Ayariga attributed the growing calls from Ghanaians to the exceptional performance of the government since he took office. According to him, citizens believe the president's record in office warrants continuity beyond the current constitutional limit. In quote, I know that due to the very excellent performance so far of John Dramani Mahama, Ghanaians are asking him to seek a third term. I know that because I read on social media, I listen to conversations, and Ghanaians believe that as a result of the good deeds of His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama, they don't want him to leave the presidency, the leader stated. While acknowledging the public cause, so that is, unquote, the leader stated, while acknowledging the public cause, Ayariga was quick to clarify that President Mahama has not indicated any intention to seek another term. He further noted that although public sentiment may be strong, the future leadership of the country ultimately rests with the people and Ghana's democratic constitution. Ebuja, enti krata say Ghana for ehwehwe say President Mahama obeko ni third time. Now ose majority leader at our parliament honorable Mahama Yariga comment bi say comment describe say Ghana for bebre na say President Mahama onsa enko ni third term. Na mbra our address parliament no endra and I said 19th Friday 19th December 2025 no and all chair say wish Ghana for bebre na omuhu senior President Mahama are performing exceptional performance. Wambra o take office 7 January 2025 no. Aye Ghana for de pa ama Ghana for bi hu say and I say fro Ghana for na say President Mahama onko ne third term. Now I say according to onono osis Ghana for no believe say wo share president no record office wa brea what not so for just akaba say 17 days and 18 days no when exactly 1 year or the azumi the presidency no or say sa record na President Mahama sisi a wa set no record no enya pa mag record no ma hu kwan say or say osan e continue ni den ni terms no or the quarter term now or say onim say due to the excellent performance at President Mahama are performing Ghana Fuina every song on quarter term. Now, on social media, or share in some air coso, or share Niaman Fokika, earnings and seminar, or believe say, President Mahama in your mapa 1 year for just within 1 year no. Ama Ghana Fuina so, inti Ghana Fu mpese President Mahama, obelieve presidency no. Epese President Mahama or Tiaso. Na or say embra or acknowledge public cause no or clarify say initially or clarify say President Mahama on year now dream say obefa another term and as obeko another term. Now of course can say though public sentiment no ebia ebe strong amanfo kika say oh President Mahama onko term President Mahama onko term because President Mahama oya dia obo edwuma dollar na ebe fo nkokon ketenkete number che say amanfo nye aduane di amanfo nye edwuma ye che say koso wo Ghana no or say President Mahama leadership na ayefe wo Ghana no eno na ma Ghana fo emu say say okọ tetema ebeboa na anape anase wi ena me bi say in the leader of a parliament Orkan Woganin, how do you see it? How do you feel? Are you in support of this? Do you also feel the same thing? Say President Mahama should go for third term. Do you also have the same sentiment? Do you also have that call? And as have you also been doing that, making those calls? You're going to discuss, you're going to share with me. If you believe President Mahama should go for third term, if you believe per the records right now, from 7 January 2025, na akabe say ebia 18 days na ya hiti 7 January 2025 ya President Mahama wabatina sui wa esha amembo olubu economy, social interventions, development, improvement in the standard of living of the ordinary Ghanaians. What did na to as a yardstick, you know, to measure so far the reign of President John Dramani Mahama. Do you feel say you should go for a third term? Do you side with this? You call and you come in and you share your views on that, so that we all do what we all we all share our views on that. And then bebremba. Now another issue that I think is of concern, Abia, you may also want to share your opinion on that, which is the justification with the Abutrika and Okenoforata justification. Say Ababefa Abutrika there and the Okenoforata, so say you to me kofan yaneneba. That justification. What do you make of that? Do you think people who are making that justification have a point? You know, what do you make of that? When you call, you can also come in and then you share your view and we know what your thoughts are. My main for international issue and a story and fan film. Okay, let me hold on to that. I'll come back and then, I'll come back to that and we can actually do what? Actually proceed on, because it's 1 o'clock now and I want to open the phone lines so that we come in. What do you also make about the reports that have come with regards to Bokun issue? No? Do you also say the report is the true reflection of what what came up? Do you believe that is a true reflection of the both parties? Do you think the party that have raised concern, do you think what do you make of that? You can come in with your perspective and we move on. Now, quick one with regards to the international issues. Ebini say, Minu Kasano, President Trump, or suspended, and as one also say, yen suspended a year the American green card lottery. No, President Mahama say, President Mahama, I beg your pardon, President Donald Trump, or say, sir, DV American lottery na say every year bia no nanka amanfo nya ho emfaso e de kɔ America no o se yentwem enti menu kasa no ya suspend DV American lottery ya suspend enti you know no so just say the president had a lot of reason why or say you know yenhwe na yen cancel sa lottery no you know ewo America because it is becoming unbecoming say people who have the opportunity to come to America through this means, you know, have ended up, you know, disturbing the peace and the security of the American citizens. And you know, I don't know, I'm say the Penya, so no, following the Brown University shootings na echo so no shootings be echo so university be America Brown a Brown University sir no nature no President Donald Trump decided to say no with regards to how American security is always being tempered and the peace of American citizens you know is being tempered and disturbed. No, it's high time I will say hold on to the influx of people coming to America with regards to, I mean, through the green card system. And they will say green card, you know, you hold on, you know, and no, it's more international issues. But I think, Senka, what I feel is that sometimes you don't actually know whether it is a mental issue that causes some of these things because what share ye moi, sabita fracture, obi manso, won fi kro no mu, won ye e kro ni mu ni. And so when your opportunity be say kokro no mu a, instead of saying ke ye be live asomdwe mu, ye be to to your nyoma ye no. Na sa sometimes so sa you know some e koso a, what do you know I want to say. You see, you don't actually know why when nipa won fi kro no mu, but when your opportunity say wa betena kro no mu, where wundi mbraso, where na wudi etutrusem, you know, it becomes quite worrying. You see, and see, it's when you have the opportunity in Sana, we must try and conform to Embrana ewo Ukrona yetu batakosono. And President Trump has suspended the green card no. And also one of the issues are about to not just the whole of Africa. Na bebrena edu enyomo because where ye be opportunity be a lot of people. You know, I mean, it is even transcending to a position where the president wants to even reverse or more a American citizenship put that down. You know, so that is how serious the whole issue is getting. But thankfully, I think Ghana is exempted from some of the countries here. I'm saying 67 countries be on suspended omo. Say omo no yema omo yadai. Omu nya green card and after so omu immigration yini na crampo yade you know the restrictions are total so about 67 countries and yade sa you know yade sa restrictions no atototo omu immigrations and some but thankfully Ghana enka ho enti yabada yamiase say Ghana enka ho enti ebusia wohwe sambre ya don crabo me bie phone lines no na wabem na afin so nsama ye di hu nkomo yi ne opese wo nso wo kire wadwen wo bi mu no wo kire wadwen na ye de kɔ yenim na afin so aso man bapa ne hawo no ne wo fin se wo betumi a kire wadwen no ne wo fin se wo betumi nso aka bi no nso fa wo de bra na ye nyina ye nkire yadwen na ye fambo a oman Ghana ewo and the news reviewer made ebroyi enti ensama and some titu am pese yehwepa the third term being called for President Mahama. Do you think that President Mahama deserves to go for a third term? As I said, even within the NDC nankasa no you won't say your friend is saying yenim say Honorable Ese Dunkatia Ababe Kasa against that. Honorable Fifi Koiti Ababe Kasa. No so to say, what can the pimpen say? Yeah, President Mama, Obeko third term. What do you make of all these things? Why do we still hearing it from the leader of government business in Parliament? Say, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, Ghanaians are calling that you should go for a third term. Don't you think, say, it's high time this issue would have to sleep somewhere? Because even the gurus of the NDC have come out to say, it is not something that it will happen. So why are we still having that conversation in Parliament in Ghana? Is it like you're butchering or saying about a man for Betty? Na yehu near koso. Abutri can say, do you think say the government has done well by where Abutrika yen in the fast so ya na kwa American ya minuka say ye she ninsensem emu ewa Americano aso mind say Ghana ye wo yembre we bia no minim say international affairs eno no you know electric kakra but aso senior ko in sana wo say ko ekwan kra ye na kwa ye for so officers ni mu sensem senior oni just obi ya chi no na ye man lawyer nkasa na ye tutututu nipa ase just senior ye ne fa so sanity nempo senior man for say ye che ono no so ye mfa kanoforo atamba no that justification do you think it is something that is justifiable a person perspective? Because people are calling that Ken Ofori-Atta must come. Sabutri kaya baba frana kosa Ken Ofori-Atta must also come. Yabeshe na yedu hunsensem. Now, in some made tuja na afi miniwa ko phone lines no so na yewie no. Ghana AIDS Commission ede nsemsembi abetuja. Na eno ena mepese yedu hunkomo na afi mebie mema womba ebubem ewo phone lines no. Ghana AIDS Commission some of the to join say okwa santimemu a ace yare no nhwehwemu say yebekọ na yakoye testing ni nyamanyama no. People are not doing it. Integrata say Ashanti region record slow progress toward HIV testing and treatment goals. The Ashanti region is said to not be meeting national HIV testing target, largely because of fear of stigma and discrimination surrounding HIV, which keep people from getting tested. The Ghanaian AIDS Commission, GAC, noted that what is causing the treatment gaps and public health risk is that many people avoid HIV testing due to concerns about what others might say or how they will be treated if found to be HIV positive. Ghana aims to meet the global 95-95 targets. That is 95% know their status, 95% of diagnosed on treatment, 95% of those virally suppressed, but testing remains the weakest link, particularly in the Ashanti region. Health authorities report that more than 40% of people living with HIV in the Ashanti region are not currently on antiretroviral treatment, which increases the risk of onward transmission and poorer health outcomes. Although there have been increases in treatment enrollment, stigma and denial of HIV status continue to limit the effectiveness of testing to treatment linkage. Authorities emphasize that HIV is preventable and that testing and treatment are free in public health facilities. Inti buchana krate tremwa eya Ashanti region no yatene se yebane HIV a ye test ewa Ashanti region no ewo fom pa because bebre na empese ombeko na ya test omo isan se omu fili se wakwana ya test no, people will now going to be pointing hands or fingers on you. Oh, where your HIV, oh, where the when you AIDS, where you say. Inti kate say Ghana AIDS Commission ehun say treatment gaps no abeye kase because nkrofo fin say omu kohwe say yenhwehwehwe omu apo mu say ebi omu AIDS anase omu ni bi na. People would have evil things to say about them. Enunti, it is preventing people to go to be tested. Now, I say Ghana
is Ghana bomb body say obenya 95 to 95% target. You know, and the cracker and say, yes, she say, you bet to me a savage about 95% of Nkofomanya HIV AIDS ewo Ghana. But Okwa Ashanti regional, sa we no abaye weak because Nkofofin say okwa ni apple for HIV AIDS because say we nya AIDS anyone sensam. So people are not doing what? Are not going for the test. And so we be ma obetimi akire wadwen afuto obama ye nuano ma bi omo bi asama ebia opin say wo kan ebeto asuma nipa ye na afiso government no crown no ebia kwan bia ofin say ususun say government no wo kire wadwen say government no faso a ebetimi amankofo bebre akọ for the testing no. I think you can also share that view when I give the opportunity for you to come in. Member ni de eko enti mame call my last issue a me pese me ditudwa na afi so ye den ye call phone lines no so. Na my last issue no ye visa on arrival this December 2025 for descendants of Africa coming home to Ghana. Na krate the Ghana Immigration Service Kotoka International Airport na almost somebody krate ya ba almost say the chairperson Airline Operation Committee Kotoka International Airport Accra introduction of pre-approval visa on arrival. The Ghana Immigration Service KIA Regional Command presents its compliment to the membership of the Airline Operators Committee and has the honor to communicate the following. 1. As part of the December in Ghana experience, approval has been granted for persons of African descent in the diaspora wishing to travel to Ghana to be offered our visa on arrival facility, which eliminates the need for prior acquisition of visas, okay to board, and emergency entry visa before boarding. This arrangement is effective from December 12, 2025 to January 15, 2026. Secondly, consequently, airline check-in agents are advised not to insist on entry visas prior to boarding for persons in the category specified in point 1 within the waiver period. This arrangement exemplifies Ghana's commitment to embracing Africans in the diaspora and providing a smoother and more accessible travel experience to all. All airlines are kindly urged to cooperate fully with these, directive. Submitted for your attention and cooperation, please. DCOI Dr. Noah Ahumka Yabua, Regional Commander KIA. Busiafo kate new visa arrival ehun samsembia Kotoka International Airport any Ghana Immigration Service for Omodiaba making Kenya me phone lines no. Or say Ghana Immigration Service any KIA Regional Command the abase membership operating airlines ni omo committees ni na no omo pese omo catch Ghana for ina ye wo amano ne say as part of December in Ghana experience na air course unity no yama approval of fensen nkofo a omo ye diaspora and so we Ghana new nkwa na se wo abona amano ne nkwa wo ba ompese omo man yete asese ye de visa on arrival facility and that is a visa wo ba na edamon e wo Ghana no ye de ato a ebeboa ema yeyi se ewo se wo kwaje visa ewo wo embassy ansa na waba Ghana no ehu hia bio nti sisia no pese wo Ghana just go straight to Ghana. When you arrive they will give you a visa over there to be in Ghana. Secondly, airline check-in ni nyoma emuye ni na no so yama omati ase omo making sure say omema visa insist on entry visa prior to boarding for persons in the category point 1. Inti na make an first or say airlines check-in for so no omo advice say omo bisa say for visa bra ansana why then wait me afo u plane na waba Ghana. Inti so ma me ye Ghana new papa ye Ghana new ubia Ghana no de wuni Ghanaian visa krana wo de wo pese Ghana just come to Ghana. When you arrive you'll be issued a visa over there. Now if you so check in for some check who the your host nation or what they call destination of Ghana no. Sa nkofo no so check in for the catch say they shouldn't worry or insist on say or some mojo with them ejo visa. Now tell you no say way arrangement Etre Ghana your commitment ya pese ye embrace Africans na ye what diaspora in na senior be ya ye benya smoother and accessible experience ama Ghana fu nyina until osi we no all airlines are kindly urged to cooperate fully with this directive. Airlines if we na make sure say sa entutu ya abano ombedesu na ombedesu kama nti busia asampa abano say we are diasporan and I say wo maimu Oni visa. Don't bother yourself to go to the commission say wo kwaje visa. Wo America men bother won say wo kwaje visa. Wo China baby will be just don't worry about that. Once you are determined say wo ko Ghana no. When you arrive in Ghana, you'll be given a visa for you to, stay peacefully from 12th December copying 15th of January no. Udim. You don't need visa to actually explore Ghana. And Brasso, let me go to the line, give you the opportunity to also come in and share your perspective on the issues we've discussed so far today. It will be very bad for me to deny you of the opportunity to also have your say. And I say have your say. And see, what I'm doing currently is that phone lines are activated. If you have anything to say concerning the issues, if you think that President Mahama should go for third term, I want to hear from you. What do you think? Are you happy with that? Are you part of the people calling for it? Do you oppose it? Do you think, say, it is abomination? It's just no. Everybody is, entitled for 2 years, 2 terms. Until why we, what do you make of that? Bring your perspective and let's make this together. Oba ampocho 5 minutes na wait to me akasewe. Mr. 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Yabaso ana you make it very conscious of our language. I would happy say you will not make bobo bidding say nimpa akase no debi. Ode uba just go straight to your point. Have your say. This is have your say, not what somebody is saying. One kasa wode no fatuja. In some no near how no me biem ode kawadwen kawakume munsem na let the powers that be also hear from you. I've got the first caller on the line. The first caller is number with 043. But you bet me, we didn't be free.
Hello, me pastor from Kwesi.
Brakwesi. First time caller one.
No. Like to be early.
Oh, okay. Yes. The early bird catches the worm.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
that's it. Akaba.
Yeah. Right. What's some working on? About headlines, and maybe have a pie, both my Mentiasi. So, as I not the dream one, Mentiasi, when you say, young Ghana phone, say, I've been born in the way 3 more, say, Minkumina, I said, my opinion, Mentiasi.
Say, how?
It been Medebeko last year, exactly this time, I'm Ghana.
Okay.
A motor banning an not cement. Yeah, cement, a buono. Not a 90 cities.
Okay.
Not a 75 from Mutumba 90 straight. Right? Let's say Mutumukasiata. But not pound, maybe $, and I'm a dollar rate, and I'm not pound. Okay. Check it. Not pound, 22 cities.
I see.
Compared to £1.
I see.
Yeah, at least compare with cement price in that. Utimi ye project secret to me. Now me kasana. Oh, now ye kasana. Cement bag. The air for cry 110 cities. Yeah.
Wow.
Anna pound.
At a point, $1 no exchange rate in Abafom no.
Abafom no.
Senior, Question for we are sure because I spoke to somebody and things the last 3 days. No, say cement is about 80 cities. 85.
And I mean, Toby, a bag, track of Amiano, 2,500 in the stadium, depending maybe
even though exchange rate in Abefomino and also the one hour.
Mr. Cement it's 110. Opa Google check is a meboa. 100.
Okay, but well, I'll find out because Yamisi Yankanako, me 3 days ago, na many contractor, which I say, waji, or Ghana, waji dimpa, or Buijuma pa, Menen Kasai, or say cement, 85, or say Yatetesupa, or say Yateteso. And what's coming?
Baby, I'm beside 110.
Okay.
110 cities.
Okay. Yabepe associations in Ibine no Makasafe.
On cement on some mobile Gasem cement and I'm on 110 per bag. Yeah. I check it said Gasem and send on motor.
Now previously, how much were you buying the Gasem?
Like almost £2 here 20 was 90 cities.
90 cities.
Yes.
So you are saying say exchange rate number from rather than Gasem Akosoro.
Akosoro.
Oh, senior, where are you on
Oh.
No, I'm not saying so, but me where dream because I'm not trying to understand the analogy. I mean, just like you also a bit worried about it.
But I don't know how. You see,
we'll confirm. But we'll confirm. ABR. Me be saying no say be my money parent shame mu say bia gas man say just an say the other ones we will follow okay
but the air for crying
okay we'll follow now
more than the
Marty you be share na you follow say with specific ones
or discount ana me number 2
great
I didn't mean how it me justify this say okay, fine. Me no say Mahama ebetna so third time. Unless the government ebetna third time, I don't have a problem with it.
Okay.
Me who ni say omo be your constitution na ne omo nya ne say the next person about the ebetna so third time.
Okay. You also have a point. Yeah.
But omo nya ne say ono mumu so na akwakoye
No, but ono so ye we ya so ono so ye Ghanaian I qualify so ye president. I didn't know for ono so start it.
Oh, so what about that? Yeah, lower. You started from maybe okay. Now we gonna woman that I say, "Krumhanam." Oh, when I say, "Oh, one crack," and I say, "Bibi," I say, "Affect here." More woman than they affect him, but more bemuno. And affect him. And I'm going
yeah, it makes sense, bro. Your suggestion it's very sensible. But what I'm trying to say, then if so, what deters Neotis on because at the end of the day, there's even one day which there will be no president. But by the end of the day, it must also start with somebody, isn't it?
Yeah, so to start with somebody, you have to start with, if he's really patriotic and care about the country, you do the law to start from the person who will come after you. What do I say? And that will show patriotism. That says, "Oh, per se, one kasa wo transnational selfishness for your personal interest." Me the son of me who no. So per se, oh yeah, the other one yana brand say after me no, the baby this will be an AEC. What do I say?
Okay.
That say, "Wo be here say be me per se okona na is your personal gains."
Okay. Great.
Me number 3. 5 minutes in the song. Me take
it. Let's few say I assume, but all the some 30 seconds.
Okay, all right. Number 3. Hey, I don't know how they were able to justify say Obi to pay more by 20% and Obi to pay more by 9%, and they say 9% is better than the 20%. I don't know. I don't know how we reason things. How Obi and can share as Obi is relaxed. We're not talking about it.
Okay.
And these are my issues.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much for your call. All right. Unso betumi afre na unso abim. President Mahama deserves to go for third term. What do you make of that? Ghanaians are asking, say, President Mahama should go for third term. Do you side with those Ghanaians saying, say, President Mahama should go for third term? President Mahama going for third term, na some kind of, I think say it makes sense because say third term baby more, then we can start in the next regime, because the truth is that the number of period I will say president, or the to me na utumi ye bibima omanu ye sometimes in premier no mrenu swa You see? And it makes sense. And I think say if we should start, then we can actually start the next one, which is also valid. But Mr. Mimisi say if we should start the next one, then why can't the current president also continue with that? Because he's also a citizen of the nation. You know, and that is my argument. But you also have the right to come in. Let me go to the next caller. Russ is in the is on the line. Russ.
Yes, Azi.
Oh, brother.
Okodobia.
Olumuvu Akwaba.
Olumuvu. Now we must start here free. Abu Trika.
Okay. Great.
Azi, wako alumina kasope.
Onye izo.
Oh. Tell me, penny for me, yes, or my visit open.
Is that President Ameskede one fan kusi si obia?
Me just oma, yes, or my kusi oma kohako visit the way I omudi and call for a fast.
Slave trading, but on the door, oya sifimo. I'm on name in your manner trivia, what any put the same for femina. Oya sifim.
Nesse still, ye that's so a slave, ye people to Americans, sir. Let us here. Because so share akoya semuya omudia. Media men obea gesi. Say Ghana ni akodi American ni boni akodu untini and transport ko bi obe support biano. Menene nyadwe. Or yes still a slave.
Yeah, because the question becomes in Ghana, don't you have our law, don't you have lawyers, don't you have the justice system working in Ghana? Yes, if you want to crucify him in his own land. Why do you have to extradite him? And see,
American ni na ba Ghana abedupu obi ajini gold ediako akotonwa Ghana president Krabi di ni panechi akokase yenkofasa ni pano abedupu no nomra. It will be happy. I'm happy.
So the question becomes if this was the other way around, say American for and Ghana for, do you think that Ghanaians would have the capacity to go to America, go and extradite an American citizen and take him to Ghana? Say charging I side with you. I side with you in this because I know. I mean, this more of international issue, but I think that there are international laws which the other day I heard it somewhere which shows that you can actually allow. As someone a critical part. That's why a hard dream be brain, a hard dream. But anyway, as you say, you can go on and.
Then American say, ain't happy. But what circumstances cry say about to the point to say, yeah, you need paba koso America. Intino yan fane swapuno.
Yeah, so this case, it means that the Ghanaian must also go there and do their work. They should go there and do that. If they want Ken Ofurata to also come, then why can't Ghanaians also go there? Edu Ken Ofurata, other than Ghana for the Omu to me. So that's the question we must also ask ourselves.
Still, we are enslaved.
So how do we answer that? Because do you have FBI in Ghana? If we don't, do we have criminal agencies in Ghana? And if we have, why can't they also go to US to go and then also do that? Do the same thing.
The point is Kasano, we don't know what we are doing. Because American food officers ask them what catch Nigeria for.
So Ras, if I get your point clearly, it means that you side with people who are saying that if Ken Ofurata Abu Trika has been extradited from Ghana, Ken Ofurata must also, the same thing must be done to Ken Ofurata. You side, that's your point, that's your conclusion, right?
That's it. Okay. And me cry the Abu Trika se one, and that's what because ye be cry American na say so anko odo mu no kodupo bia o tedi chrome na oye na ade o tedi chrome na oye na ade na o mo fall into it enti no why say e di nipa kra eko say onkonko ne punish no na ye say ban say slave trade and I say ban say Ghana ni and I hu bibini na say or dream bibi say bit is yan say Burkina Faso president, Ibrahim Traore, near Oye. Now unya kundi bibini against that man yana. And I will say, is these people are they revolutionists or are they Africans? Are they want to take their own destiny into their own hands? Ohwe nkofo we esidi akwan omudi Africa na say obibini efaso a aya na unyonku bibini support oma aya na uti echira wonti ase oze kasa obi black and obi white enya wo skin no na cheza we black o anazo ye white o mentality na da utirimu and when I say you are white and I say we are black. Because the demonstration be to me so Chrome hand when I say Europe. Now it's about racism or black life matter. White people dimuna. Say yeah, these people got black man mentality.
So the battle is actually in the mind.
Exactly, it's the mind. But me can't Muhammad Deni bin now.
But you can't eminu
yeah, say 3 term now, me, I don't see nothing wrong with it.
Okay.
Because European countries in the brain now, and I say almost na crown. They can go for 3rd term, 4th term, and so on, depending say you are doing better for your country. And I don't know why I me introduced suddenly your constitution. Constitution.
So you think would you say yes, start here? You should start with President Mahama?
It doesn't matter who they start with. Say Mahama the part. I don't see what's wrong with say another thing.
But so far since Mahama the part, and that's why the part. It me I'm around say 30.
Yeah, he's doing well, but the point in is no. Never can only say we are 70 and above, and you can see a man another 30. Because you na eji to say unipa bia wasasisu. You do from 65 going now. Your mentality and your physical ability is very low. Yes, and you know, and ya do or my share on sa say what the 70 plus. Now the whole mind nation say una is make a decision who be do on mind so what drain about from
all right Ras
yeah in a science way no what drain no who do satam na bi nyoma bebre o a wo refi utimi unhu ne wo ye e bi na to former president wetwam oti UN nation meeting asikra no order
Russ, thank you very much. Say also Odiaba. So that's the whole issue now. If it will have to go on, should we start with President Mahama? That's also another thing we must also look at. And so far, no, I'm glad say Ghana for na try Adrian on the issue. This one, I'll take more of your views on that because it's about the citizen. Kratane saying Ghanaians are calling for the 3rd term of the president. Do you think that we share the current performance of the president, the plans, senior, say Assad now, so issues confronting the nations, you think he deserves it? But I will take your views more. Now, before I take the next caller, I have a message here. Caller say, we really need to be careful with our words. Watching back this Esedun Katie's video sends chills down on my spine. It may not be connected with the current tragedy, but this will give some people reason to bring up conspiracy theories. Okay, I think it's a video the caller has actually sent, and it's in the Esedun Katie's whatever. I think I'll skip that. But then, why do a Ghanaian compare yourself to an American or Ghana to America? America is controlling the world. All right. So, but the question is, if America is controlling the world, should America control Ghana in that way? So, if America is controlling the world, should we disregard international laws where if a criminal in his own nation, another nation can fly into the other person's nation undermining or, disregarding all security protocols and come and fetch the criminal from that nation to go and face law in another country's nation. How can that be? Then what are the leaders doing? What are our law doing? Then why do we have laws? Why do we have criminal agencies? Why do we have those criminal agencies in the country? Do you think that somebody can go to America to do that? And so if you think that America is controlling the world, why should that go that way? Then that becomes human rights abuse. Of course, if the person has committed a crime, he committed it on a certain soil. So if the person committed a crime on a certain soil, then the laws that deals with the soil, the law on the soil deals with the criminal. And then, if imprison the criminal on the what? On the soil. So why does it? Because it didn't happen in that jurisdiction. So why should that go on? Why should that go on? I don't think that is the law. No. So this one, we condone the crime, but we are saying that the act is not acceptable. That's what we are saying. And caller, a message, good, you've brought your message, but I think as a citizen, as Ghanaians, I don't think this is something we need to applaud for. And we have to blame our leaders. We have to blame the president, the criminal agencies, the police, whatever. There are on earth. Say a Ghanaian citizen have committed a crime. Yes, he has committed a crime. But how on earth should the person be taken out of the Ghanaian jurisdiction for judgment? So what are the laws in the country doing? What are the laws, the system, the laws in the country doing about it? Don't you have the laws? Even if the American people want their 8 million that the criminal has fraudulently taken from the American people and they want their money back, if they want the criminal to cough it, can't the law in Ghana deal with the criminal for him to cough his money so that they give it back to the Americans? What happens when they came to take our good? Let's not go there anyway. Ghanaians, you are in. We will continue, but I think a caller is on the line. Let me go to the next caller, then we go on. 079-944, you are my next caller. What's your perspective?
Yeah, good afternoon, Roya. How are you?
I'm fine, by His grace.
My name is Lee. I'm calling from Camden Town.
Camden Town, all right. Camden Town,
yeah, you guys are all making mistakes.
Come again?
I said you guys are all making the same mistake.
We are all making the same mistake, right? Okay,
yeah,
what's the mistake?
How can you describe Abu Trika as a criminal?
Yeah, no, I'm saying that allegedly. Please hold on. I'm saying that allegedly.
You did not say.
If you listen to me,
you said a criminal.
Boss, please hold on. Wow. Please hold on. If you listen to me from the beginning, I've been saying that alleged. I've been clarified that already.
What you said right now. That's why.
So I am already saying that because I've already laid the background. I've already laid it. You understand me? So that's why I'm saying that if he's a criminal, I've been saying that if he's a criminal.
It's all right.
Yeah.
Nia koso wo Ghana no enye SBI for na ye bibio e remonacha yokofo ena udaka papam anase wasi dan ne ade na ye young boy a na o matron de ko remonacha letter press release o release you know o describe Abu Trika said a criminal, a cyber scammer, a criminal or a cyber criminal scammer. Meanwhile, so no guy wouldn't need evidence be or a criminal. Wouldn't evidence be because he's a suspect or a suspect. 18 years more yama, young said, Mwan Kasankasa Mudi Mofu and an Amtina Moya Sadian. Even near to Shatawale car or Obi FBI even a chumbi Bibra and said Shatawale da Lamborghini. Bona win and now quiet Sadiano. Near Cosone idea airtime. Wow, we have to emancipate ourselves from this mental slavery. It's about time because near more
So the question is, what are your laws in the system doing? Your laws with regards to criminal, persecutions. What is that law doing? Then we
American diplomat or the car, a cobo be not to Timothy Chrome, Okay.
Minshada
okay.
Yeah.
Almost extra that almost almost someone on Zoom. Wow. Ena man suspended sentence. Na ne ekoso no ayete se mo pedwuma memo boys yin omo so ti ho no na se omo yi ton won adwen ni ade a na mo so mo ne nam se ena ogu ye ni mase ni ade na omo ye unim ni akoso for the past years unim ni akoso
so do you think that our leaders, our current leaders, our if I'm saying our law system, do you think that it is in protection of the Ghanaian citizen?
Well, when it comes to things like this, we call ourselves, when something happens, oh, we are a sovereign state. We are a sovereign state. Why can't we use our laws to deal with this?
But so my question is, do you think they have failed the system? They have failed the Ghanaian? Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Yes, why are the part? Yes, why are the part? No, you know.
So what time 10 billion? And you go market. Na see the not stabilizing. Na any impact. On Ghana force. No, no, the pana why na. So what you want no what to would do my for presidential staff is a cut to 67%. No what to ordinary worker, Ghanaian worker, na cut to 9%. Then only the pana why na.
You say be a one any the power, but will be the ABI the power. How would you know that? Oh yes.
So what can what you know and say and the sanitary pad 15 Ghana cedis our market. Now what sanitary pad back would you have again 45 cedis and only at the pana why na. Well see kasa yan hwani yan card ye and then you reku for address that the year of return Ghana na catch say efekeke. You see these celebrities black American celebrities UK ones they all coming down to celebrate and never have Musola a blaster experience with the Yama be over here. Oh, near Caposi Nina said, we are now can cry. We see HIV, you know.
Yeah, issue no. Yeah, a man phone person me work quiet text no.
So I said, drone see, and no, I supply a Roni Adini, then ye whole doctor more, and this seniority or feel like Lambrusi, Eka said, and drones in the because normally almost the far condoms. Look at this. Looks like a whole doctor at the parliament. You are someone who can. No, one idea condoms in Jumeji. Even trying to prevent sexual transmitted diseases, any teenage pregnancy. Now, who can wait? I said, we near there was as I said, you know, because you to me.
But the issue is say, amount for fees say, Omoko test HIV now. Yeah, because we is way and see stigmatization is what is causing people not to actually venture into testing.
Because your hormone education will look.
And also, I said, no, but I to blame say, be a government to be easy drones in your money.
Some say awareness. You need NGOs no money are giving needs our home to me a critical awareness microphone because so people who say HIV crisis, yeah,
I get that point. But what you see, you are trying to shift it onto the government. So we see it rules in your money, the supply. Let me just say issue na airban no. It's not really about that, but people stigmatization is actually the reason. If you say no, don't you think we don't have to blame say be a drone be a ACZ and untina mana kosa?
Na say drone adwuma na ekwakoye ekwakotia no ekwakosi bibia no. Enti say no say nipa 10 kra na be save go life na it's much better. Wow. Now who can say you starting running fini one cause I'm so winning mrakakra. We don't have any retrogressive law here. You don't take if you want to make a law, you don't retrogress. It is over here. Business all the call. There's a 2020 a year. You have to start from 2029 because I
understand, but I'm also suggesting say the president is also a Ghanaian who still who is entitled for anything a Ghana can benefit from. It is here started even in 2010 Ukraine. Can't he still stand again? Because if that is the law, or if it is accepted as a law, can't he start as well? What's preventing him from starting it?
So, and American catch was there is nowhere I am very progressive. emre pie ni Ghana obetumi aya obe retrogress wo ne ya start wo so ya what start wo dey ya to abuse
no you see in this case we are talking about the betterment of the people. So if retrogression is what will bring the benefit, should it be abolished or should it be prevented?
Betterment in the need way.
What am I just say? And then Ghana for there's no progress now. Enter me be so say sa nyoma wo ka say $1 na akofo mu ni nyoma people also believe say boy economy no nia wo ni say no people also believe say it is helping.
Impact
the impact you are maybe not seeing it as an impact, but
people na market people ya na kasemu.
But it's the same people. Chairman, people, it's the same people who are also calling say the man should go for 10 term. How can you justify say NDC4? We are talking about Ghanaian. The report say Ghanaians. So how can you say how do we know say NDC4? Yes, sir.
Be a drunkard, does not make you a power drunk. Okay?
Come again.
So a drunkard, that doesn't make you a power drunk. Because what is going on right now, I'm on one crop for who you buy a media for when I call joining. Media, one can say media for when I call joining. Platform was set here or no, every CSO so no name. People would influence near for money idea go so. So if these people are talking, and you want me to say that Ghana for Neka, their stomach.
Are they not Ghanaians?
They are Ghanaians.
So why do you say Ghana for Neka, sir?
They are thinking because Obi Obaba John can say Ghana first. Yes, Ghana no can say Ghana first. They are no fool. I'm telling you today, they are no fool. One moment you know media men here di omo bu ekufu do chi boy. And you know money na no question Domahama platform.
Yo, chairman, thank you. Fesi mami.
Abemo na wo ti ho no na. Unko world market, unko marketing go. No over boy 71.6 billion. No ne adi papa why ya money go be man. That no make you catch yourself. Being a drunkard, does not make you a power drunk.
All right. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Being a drunkard does not make you and say Nicole no. Let me go to the next caller and then also pick my next caller. Na Yansha say bet me ako yenima. Yeah, and once again let me lay the funny saying may way no right to say all that I'm saying. I'm not saying Abu Trika is a criminal. I'm saying that alleged. That is my preamble. I laid say allegedly is said to be a criminal. I mean, judging is a criminal. What I'm saying is allegedly. It means I'm making and say ye wouldn't so a criminal. Should what has gone on? I was say Koswa. And let's get it that way, and then let's all do the best for Ghana. Bojo, want to go to the WhatsApp? What's up, Michael Morgan? I don't know if I got the name right. Michael, you on the line? Hello, Michael. Michael. Hello.
How you doing, my man?
Oh, I'm fine, thank you, sir. Is it Nini?
It's Nini. Yeah,
okay, Nini. Your voice has now become a sick tune. Thank you.
So let's take it this way. You know what? The HIV, the AIDS that we're talking about, like you say, it becomes something else when Ghanaians get to know that you've got that disease. So I keep on suggesting for a very long time that
yes, we need suggestions.
The women organizers and the youth organizers in various parties, the previously and this ones, they should engage with the youth to explain to them. You see, to explain to them the way and manner they can do it without nobody saying it. And also, it's up to the authorities to come up with the solution for these young ones or the people who have got it.
The authorities have tried with the solutions of putting measures in place for people to go for the testing, but people are not going for the fear of stigmatization. That's the report. That's the worry now.
I know.
So what extra mile should authorities go? If you say solution, what tangible, feasible solution are you talking about?
Yeah, it's a little bit of a problem. So I think people should be bold.
Okay.
People should be bold and go in for the test. It doesn't spoil anything. It's only they should set up an office that will not mention that this is a special place to test, AIDS. They should make it a normal, surgery where you can go in, and when you come out, nobody knows what you went to do there. You understand? That is what.
Don't you think that it is the fear that has been attached to the disease that is actually causing all this, which you think that we need to neutralize or find a way to normalize it in the sensitivity?
Sometimes it's the fear. But if you are bold to go and test it, I think it saves your life, because if you say fear, you keep it for a long time, it comes something else. You understand?
Okay.
Let me jump on to the judiciary.
All right.
You see, Roya, the judiciary is something that we have to be careful with. When the law, it said the law is the law.
Okay.
And most of us, we've not studied the law. So when a verdict is given, we have to be very careful with the way we're going to interpret it. You understand? Because I may interpret it wrong, you may interpret it good. I may interpret it good, you may interpret it wrong. So we have to leave.
With regards to what issue, with regards to what particular issue are you talking about? Are you referring to?
It's regard to the issue of extradition process that has been requested from the Americans concerning Oforiatta and Tamaklo. Even the Tamaklo one, the previous how do you call it, has already requested
but here is the case. Ghanaians are also sharing their perspective, and they are worried that if, for example, with the issue of Abu Trika, how it's been handled and extradited from the country, Ghanaians are also saying that if a law enforcer somewhere can enter Ghana to extradite a Ghanaian citizen through the shores of Ghana, out of Ghana, to go and face a law somewhere, then why can't the same thing also go on with somebody who's also alleged to have also committed a crime, staying somewhere in somebody's country?
Royal, they didn't just come and pick the person out, but a process went on. Like the process that we are also, doing the same thing. We also the same thing in America. They brought a process. They asked for extradition, court, and we also doing the same thing. And this thing, according to sources, it has been there for ages. You see?
But Mr. Nini, logically, do you think that if a criminal has committed a crime in a country, you think that it is sound for him to be taken to a different nation to be adjudged? Do you think it's logically? Do you think by fundamental human right? Do you think it makes sense?
Yeah, that is why I told you that. Look.
No, I want us to be frank. I mean, we are just being frank, because you see, at the end of the day, a law that must be improved or that must be reviewed will based on what is going on, will based on what happens, what we share, what the people go through. The happenings is what is used to improve laws or reviews laws. So we shouldn't be scared about what we are talking about. Let's be realistic rather, so that we can help our society, help the system. You see, that is what I'm trying to let us understand. So, Mr. Nini, don't be scared. No, you are not scared, but let's be frank and then let's talk this. I mean, logically, so that we can also be able, we can help this, because there are some things. Look, we need to be frank with ourselves. That's why I'm asking you this question, please.
You see, if we have not done it, do you think if we request for Oforiatta to be extradited, will the Americans also release Oforiatta for it?
So that's but this thing has gone on in Ghana, where somebody who is also purported to have committed a crime has been able to, be extradited out of Ghana. So why can't somebody also be done into what is happening? And if we say so, I cannot blame the American, because I don't know the American's law, and I'm not an American citizen. I'm a Ghanaian. And so if I'm a Ghanaian, with what is going on, I should ask my country, with what is going on, does it befit the country as a nation? Is that how we can handle ourselves? And is that how we should open the door for some of these things to go on? That's the worry. That's the problem.
Raya, that is why I said when it comes in terms of judicial, we have to be very careful. with our interpretation.
No, but we are not also permitted. We are not also prevented from sharing our views and opinions, are we?
Okay, the views and opinion.
Yeah, so that's exactly what we are doing. Mm-hmm.
But the problem is, after sharing your views and opinions, if it doesn't, coincide with what is the real fact in the law, well, then our opinions has become void and noise. You understand?
Yeah. But you see, that's why I've stated, say, the law is improved and reviewed based on the happenings within the society. You see, and the media being the fourth estate of every democratic country, this is the role that I and you can also play, so that things can be put into consideration for improvement and all that of the law. That's why I'm also drawing your attention on that, sir. You get my point?
Yeah, I get your point. Then it means some part of these laws have to be amended. This is what it means. There should be an amendment for any extradition. The future extradition.
All right, thank you. Let's go to Mr. Mahama. Do you think people are calling for a third term? What do you make of that?
You see, to me, I've been saying this for a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
Look, we have to relax and see the outcome of our term in the second and the third year. When everything is okay actually things are becoming okay. That is why people are crying for John. But
things are okay now?
Oh yeah, things are becoming okay. Things are becoming okay. I bought a cement for, I think, 80 Ghana cedis in Teshi area there.
Are you sure? So because I guess, what type of cement did you buy? Because this morning, I overheard it's around 110 Ghana cedis.
Yeah, I've not asked for the type. But me, I asked, buy cement, they buy cement. So I'll ask for the type next time. I'll come and let you know.
Are you aware, Kenke? Kenke is 7 cedis. That's also what we've been hearing. Kenke is 7 cedis. It used to be 5 cedis.
I tell you, let me explain something very quickly for you.
Okay.
You see, there are some people, they live in a middle class area.
Okay.
So when you live in a middle class area, you should know that everything that you're going to buy will be expensive than being in the
Mr. Nini,
class
so
area.
are you saying that if you go to Choco right now, Mamobi, Bubuashi, or Awoshi, Kenke will not be selling at 7 cedis as we've been hearing?
No, that will be cheaper. You know what?
No.
There is in Crystal Palace. I give you a very short example. In Crystal Palace, there's a bakery in front of the Sainsbury's. You know how much it costs to buy a loaf of bread?
No.
£6.20.
The bread which is sold £1, £2, and all that.
Yeah. So you see, because Crystal Palace is like a middle class area.
But this particular issue, this increment of prices, we are talking about the local places in Ghana. That's why I mentioned if you go to Mamobi, Choco, Bubuaj, and those things, you don't think that you get it at 5 cedis. So we are told it's about 7 cedis and all that.
It's not £7. It's about 5 cedis, 4 cedis, 5
Mr. Nini,
cedis,
conclude for me so I can see if I can pick other caller and then I'll wrap up.
Oh yeah, so my advice to Ghanaians is that they have to relax.
Okay.
Keep their fingers crossed.
Okay.
There should be spectators at the same time. How do you call it? Citizens.
Citizens. Very well
go closer.
noted.
They should ask questions.
Okay. All right.
When something is not going wrong, they have the right to go to their
question.
parliamentarian or assemblyman to ask.
All right. Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Nini. For yours as well. I think I'll end with you and then pick one or two quickly so I can go. Yeah, my time is up. Let me go to the next caller on the phone. Mr. Man on the phone, we didn't be free.
Hello, you are there.
Mpocho nyame adom, mu ye pa. Mpocho, me time me continue DJ so about 2 minutes ni enko.
What the mere gina so
wait the facha me line na busy.
What's the time? I won't person make kasa.
Mpocho kasa.
Me can't one word the crowd.
Oh, but na me catch your keke why?
Yeah, me short time or 2 abo.
Matthias, yeah, man worry nti what the customer me na buy no abonike to ama me.
E pasa na what distract me. En ka me kata and ka
oh man, you're distracted. Time.
Yemfa non to over.
You na me da say. Owusu, welcome, Mr. Owusu. Okay.
Mpempi no say ye kasa ohun. yen trim.
Okay.
Ghana for bidum and Ghana for say. So can also Ghana for see. So Ghana for say, yeah, and when you answer what Babetra radio, so say and discuss it.
No, and say, yeah, now say Ghana for, I was saying who say Ghana for say now.
As I now walk and one. What's the Ghana for say? Yama President Uncle Tete. So Ghana for one say, yeah, I didn't hear this.
And say, Kokoni yet to, you see, are you friendly to Abanenum? And to me, be so Ghana and says, Sammy Mati, but me person, Miss Mitzi, you are one. Okay.
I'm saying the second caller, no. Or because one so can I drink.
No, Pocho, they go on. Kindly go on. I've already said,
no.
We should.
Anything that might make better.
Mati was about, and I mean, say, make your point. Talk with me, please.
Making me point, no.
Yeah, but talk to me. You forgetting you be. Talk to me. Talk to me. Aha. Yeah, me too. Me kasachira me.
Friendly will be, but who wants some na make kase. And you maybe or ni kwansa o kana sa.
But what's the sanity? But me person me tea if you enter me say who call and person me tea for you say wo so sana wo so hunana.
Yeah din ko mon pa.
Me tea.
Asan wo. Ghana for bi no say. Ye person president okotete. One na ya adwena na one na nya adwen.
Debi.
Sa wo ba na be mpatoti mi. Wo ba na be ka say Ghana for say there. So
no say wunya say we bi sa Ghana for bio. Sana wo pa kire.
Okay,
no, until who part say Ghana for say ya, na just say wunya say me masanso asanso me bisa Ghana for su bi wana.
Yes.
Oh, na me bo until me bisa bibi kakra.
Bisa me.
Aha, until Ghana for say saneti Ghana for say saneti no. Enfunsun be na ewo mo say me bisa say mate say Ghana for until wo me nua na me no wa say susu ka wo dia cha me anu susu me yabone ana.
Oh, mpachoti o. On say.
No mpacho wetime imanu adaroma. Eno so me yabone.
Na me tell mu.
Me tie.
Say oka say Ghana for say awasinipi.
Yes, Matthias, but me say me so me person me tifi wa wenum because ayi fel wo ye ji oba na nu ti me ji wo wa so wenum a me yabone.
Anti mami tell mu.
Me tie.
Why am from so? Onye bone but why am from so?
Mfomso ben.
Because on from so ne say onye ma dwen kire. Me ma dwen kire me je me be kire wo no. E je say. Mamemfa free education and your example amount. On say your cut off point be and kwara baby almost started here no. One can say school for ni na etmiko PSTS meboa. Or started baby or say me the one for air bad no. Almost me do almost started meboa. Not 2 for ho, not 3 for ho, but won't go fitting first. As soon as come in yasu ya Ghana.
Okay, Nana. Mebo enti nana
say no munya e Ghana for
omunya e Ghana for
adentina wan ma omunyina wan fa an start omunyina
okay
obetima jima no
wanunyo adentina wan fa Ghana for ina
adentina wan fa start 3 and 2 and 1 no the start 1
na ense no you different from what you are when you say once wasema wo de ba no wo say Ghana for na me cho say
mpachoti me person me twen wa adwene si bibi so say
mate wa say but
no minye embra no say okwo 2 tema what ba wiye sa na embra no scan so enti sa wo ba na say Ghana for say Ghana for say no embra no sen because what you say can say this embrano see dia embrano na extra say Ghana mrasi me sasie wo sasie president sasie but who say Ghana for see na mra bia enhye bia say na che say o kana Ghana for bi no say na metimi a kire ma dwen say the me kire we enti metna radio so enka say Ghana for say na me ma kire ma dwen
okay
say me bisa say wo wadwen ne san a wo beka san
enti na me tell say me bo mato ase me da say all right now me so me point ni say me kra tell them ni say Ghana for say mpacho atimase Ghana for no say no na pacho mama o time one kasa pacho what me mama me so ma kire me kaka me so akọ because me brenti why
me bow
Mati was about the we are not about you mama 13 na me kire say one kasa nti because of time and I just want us to clarify it quickly na enko once me say car time say Ghana for say you and me say okay Ghana for say nti me ma ba won chen say Ghana ni Yes, we say. Until Kanukra woman chairman, say no. And also, I have one say me so Ghana for say Kanukra say sana open anwa. Okay, anyway, madam was say me DJ Abantino, me do be see ya. So me that's pass also to me do the buy. Okay, me that's it. Let me go to the next caller. Chairman, me that's pass away. Me that's say what's what you about. Let me go to the next caller and then I will end quickly and then go 30 seconds. Pocho one here. Hello. Yes, sir.
One would descend. Abrofui, one would descend ever since our year the core in Kwasum. 2025. I would trigger the orders now, Yabepa Umufi Ghana. One more American citizens. One more Ghanaian citizens. Now, judicial services Ghana in Ghana. Excuse me to say, they are not doing very well. Now, so when you are some call Ghana court, now be who send you friend your law services, they are just they are not you cannot take them home for to talk about. That's the young yet home. That's the debia dano. You obrulifita what fire and send qua. Esan 80 back 2025. The fire if he yasasi so the enkose okwakubu yen aten. Na se yen ni peli pi every sika akobu ebuchiri mengu. If you London ha any UK any the rest of the world. Na se woman no yentimi ma won fa won mafie. That was yen be di wo masemo. Na yekoya na ye ba.
Okay, Anna, madasi I can't make other race no na bia 30 minutes membrane why na yenko why we dey sorry 30 minutes into 30 seconds na wrap it up
30 seconds no and only say abrofun won dey share divide and rule and anything na dey bia da na yeti ha yekeka ye hu na ye ma akosi broli eti bi fa inframashen eba Ghana ebe sua ye bio 2025 say kwa edi enko wo mu krom say wo mu kwakubu yen atem isi obibili wa dwene wa mi fa manuasi
medase
music is food for the soul. Hot digital. The news, the interviews, and what have you, all packed and ready to go on your favorite radio station. Hot Digital Online.
I'm sorry, I cannot pick any call BRBOCC. Mufan course in the Midibesi. Sorry, pardon. I need to see because DJ DS is in the building to continue. My friend in Brenum Simadu and see where the DJ and Fanchemi. Now, my friend is with me. Sorry, I'm sorry, I need to see because the time in the call. And see, Maminda, Mino. The station manager, executive producers, everyone for the show. Also, special credit to myjoyonline.com, hotdigitalonline.com, GhanaWeb.com, Damansona, PCFM Online for my stories. Hopefully, we shall meet again. At the flip side of time. But do we ask so to me by now? Me bedding come on. This has been the news review here on Hot Digital Online Radio. We shall meet again. Remember, life does not give you what you want, it gives you what you work hard for. You may want it all in life, but it might not be possible. And so since it is not possible to have it all, remember that we came into the world not for anything but for a respected name. On this note, my name remains Royal. I'll catch you on the flip side of time. Pocho, Antimin Kebiwa on a day. Messi. Bye-bye.
Success music. Why knows how I'm God? John Mr. JP. This is for my ladies in the house. And man, I'm a hustle to see the dollar bill. Me pamocho, me my baby, I'm a how. Umpeduma doesn't matter how you feel. Yeah, this is the strength of a woman. Ain't nobody better than the boss chick. All the ladies who they fight for the moolah. What they will want nobody for touch. Cause she know the phone quick. Self-made. What the mean challenge cause she be well paid. On pay boy, she looking for helpmate. Cause she know the suffer from sulfate. And when you are hell late, she go pull up on you. What's up with friend and I want my work as I want. I say, would you do my yard? I'm a hang up on you. When you want bar, now what they want home. Now what I can I would die. They say, I got love for you. Now say, get the work I got. That's still I was so what came out with ya. She go right up die for you. Me say, right up die for
digitalonline.com. digitalonline.com.